either one.
Okay. What
And
else?
I have been enjoying virtual racing on Sega Ages because it was finally out in
Oh,
English.
Yay.
So yay,
Yay.
yay! It's been a long time since I played virtual racing. So I suck at it, but
Yeah.
I love it.
Last time I
I
played that
suck
was
so
in the
much.
arcade. It's like a VR.
No, Mega Drive.
Mega Drive.
I had the Mega Drive version, the with the tall cartridge.
I don't know. The last time I played it was in an arcade in Mega Mall, because that's the only
Ah,
place that
you
actually had it.
ah.
So yeah,
Well, I played. Yeah, I played it there on in Mega Mall, and then I played it, and then I bought it on Mega Drive.
yeah,
So
Mega. That's Mega
yeah,
Man.
Mega Drive.
Mega Man.
After playing it in Mega Mall, and then for anime, I actually was starting Fairy Tail from the start.
Oh,
oh, that's gonna take a while.
Yes, and considering that I've got a lot of shows going on this season, yep,
Hmm.
that's gonna take a while. But at least it's not One Piece.
yep.
No, that's gonna take forever.
No,
Especially when you're
Doraemon.
starting from one.
No, Detective Conan is gonna take forever. One
Oh
Piece is
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
take
yep.
almost for as long.
yeah. Okay,
But yep.
yeah, yeah. Let's try. Alan, what you been doing? What you been playing recently? Stuff. Watching.
Oh, recently playing a whole lot of Two Point Hospital.
Mm-hmm. Two point
Just trying
hospital.
to get back to that old theme hospital feel.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And recently gone back to my dark pit called Final Fantasy 14.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no.
That
Back back
and
back to the abyss.
right, and that's my World of Warcraft, which I'm surprised that the new expansion didn't get so much hype.
What was that?
Really?
Shadow Walker?
Shadowbringers.
Shadowbringer, Shadow Walker.
Although Final Fantasy 14's new expansion, Shadowbringers, did get a lot of hype
Mm-hmm.
because it's one of the right now it's one of the biggest MMO that still has a huge player base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they introduced the bunny girls.
Yes,
Bunny girls for
yeah, since
life.
they had the Vera come in.
How many My Sons do you think are in Final Fantasy Online as well?
A
Uh,
lot.
XXX, My Son XX. XX, My Son XX.
yes, that and there's a lot of anime that came out that I've been watching. Still watching Black Clover,
Yep, yep.
Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Fire Force,
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Stone, Danmachi, Shield Hero just finished a couple weeks ago, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep,
Yeah, and
it
then
did.
there's what was it, the overpowered grandson,
Ah,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
Kenshin Omago, the wise man's
the
Wise
grandson.
Man's
wise
Yep,
man's
yep.
Grandson.
grandson,
Yep, yep.
and really cute and heartwarming. If it's for my daughter,
Yes.
I'd even defeat.
For my daughter.
Yes.
Michael
For my
Jackson anime.
daughter. What?
That one. What?
No, daughter,
No, no, no,
man,
no.
daughter.
Daughter.
I have
Who
to make
sleeps
that
with the
clear.
person you just picked up from the forest?
Daughter,
Daughter
Ah,
or not?
daughter.
that's a
Daughter.
daughter. Yep.
Okay.
That and yeah, just trying to watch some of the more obscure one. I guess I know, the abandoned sacred beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
Yeah.
Did like it.
It's
Saw
me.
you Isekai cheat magician.
Mm-hmm.
Never
Seen
never
episode
bothered.
one. Yeah, episode one. Parang it hopefully it picks up because episode one is just meh.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and
I've had a lot of anime where episode one didn't sell me
Yep.
on it,
yep,
Hmm.
yep.
but
Especially
later episode
what do you call this?
later
Arifureta, I think. It's
uh
Haruforeta.
yeah.
you want to put it into context, like
Anak
Gurren
ng
Lagann's first
punyeta?
episode also didn't catch me, but it was only until like episode three when they when you showed me the first time they combined.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm watching this show. Uh, but the first episode was like, okay. So
Okay.
yeah, so I don't like judging a show by the first episode.
Okay.
So,
Then the last guy is Cal. How are you? What you been playing?
Woohoo!
What you been watching? What you been reading? I'm sure you're reading a lot of things.
Yep. Watching, let me see. What have I? Oh yeah, I'm probably the most. Um, I've been watching. Actually, catching up on JoJo. I'm on season 2 of Stardust Crusaders.
Hmm.
is that
Pretty
a
good.
JoJo reference?
It's pretty good. Yes, it's a JoJo reference.
Like a mojo
It's
jojo.
pretty good. So far, it's probably my favorite arc so far. I don't know yung new season. I don't like the character designs on those ones.
Hmm.
What else? I've been watching Vinland Saga, which is pretty good. It's like a Viking Berserk, if I was gonna put it uh like a category.
That's on
No,
Netflix, right?
uh,
Hulu.
Amazon Prime,
No,
I guess.
yeah, Amazon.
Oh, okay.
First 3 episodes are on Amazon Prime. They changed how the anime opens
Mhm.
versus the manga, which I'm not gonna say anything about it, but so far it's pretty good. What else have I been watching? On Crunchyroll, Doctor Stone. Uh,
Mhm.
I love the manga. One of my favorite artists, Buichi, who did it, and Fire Force, which is basically the guy who did Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man, which are also excellent. So reading. Uh, are we talking about what we've been playing? Oh yeah, we have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Watching, playing, whatever.
Oh, Forever Warframe. Yun ang nilalaro ko.
Mr. Warframe.
Yeah, Warframe, and then right now I'm trying to make Morioka Moriko on God Eater free.
Yeah, I saw you online.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what I'm doing right now, making the characters.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's gonna take you the entire night.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Character customization.
Yeah, character customization, 5 hours.
Yep,
Just
But
thinking of
where
a
are you playing
name.
God Eater? Steam, Switch.
the
Sweets,
Switch.
Oh,
sweet.
sweets.
Sweets.
The
Sweet
Switch.
summer. Okay, so
Yeah.
let
Oh,
me just announce the main topics for today. Specifically, it's Isekai Shows, anime tropes, Spider-Man Far From Home. Has everyone seen it?
no.
No.
Uh, okay, well, we'll put that in the
Uh,
last part of the show.
We can
yep.
talk about it. I'm not, like I
Okay,
told you guys before, I'm
Yeah.
not
it
a
won't
big
Not.
Spider.
be. So you're fine with spoilers and stuff?
Oh
But
yeah, I'm
he's fine
fine.
with
Yeah,
spoilers.
sure.
Sure,
You're
sure.
talking
But
to
I
you're
don't know if
talking to
Alan
boy
is.
spoiler.
No
I don't know if
spoilers.
Alan is. Well, we can dance around the spoilers.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
I'm a bad
And
dancer.
last one is actually the Ryzen, AMD's
Oh
processor.
yeah, I have a lot to say about that.
So yeah, that's why it's one
It's
of the
gonna
main
be the year.
topics. It's gonna be the year, man. So
It's gonna be.
before we start with that, news first. It's from very old news to recent news. So the very old news I got here is EA avoids loot box issue by not calling them loot boxes. They're
Oh,
surprise
right.
mechanics.
Surprise mechanics.
Surprise! So
Of course.
yeah,
Um,
it's the same.
It's like
parang
it's like saying like you're not supposed to drink coffee. Like, no, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm
Okay.
drinking caffeinated beverages made from a cherry bean. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Pag,
surprise.
pag natay ka sa salawal mo, it's not accident. It's a surprise mechanic.
What's that, Gindara? Freaking fish.
It's not a bug. It's a
Surprise.
feature.
Okay, next one. NBA 2K19 has an unskippable ad inside the game. So
Mhm.
Nice.
before a match,
Siyempre.
they should show a freaking ad, and it's actually not related with the game or the manufacturer. It's I think it's a show. I'm not sure if it's for Netflix or Hulu. One of those. It's not related, so it looks like a real NBA game where it shows an ad. So
Wow.
I mean, if
It's
it's in the game. If it's in the
Uh,
game, it's in the game.
it's in the game.
but it's not
wow.
EA though. It's Take Two.
Like ano na, ADS. It's in the game.
Ads.
It'd be funny before you play basketball. See Alex. Form name.
Okay, next one, Nintendo on censorship. They've been discussing censorship recently, especially after Sony has been censoring a lot of stuff. And Nintendo just said, let ESRB do their work. We don't
Let them
care.
fight.
They'll censor their
Mhm.
own properties, but when it comes to
Mhm.
third parties, I think it's up to ESRB. Because
Didn't they censor Fire Emblem Awakening with Bikini
uh,
Armor?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
yep, yep,
But
See,
that was a different time under a different
that
manager.
it's
yeah.
funny that I can remember that because I was so bitter. They, they took away my bikini armor, man. That
Actually, there's a lot of stuff censored before, especially Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame had,
Mhm.
I think she's wearing lingerie or bikini. uh,
Mhm.
and it's got a lot of things to do with water, so missed
I mean,
opportunity.
we're all old enough to remember the Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
issue.
of course.
Mhm.
The birth of ESRB.
So yeah, so it's like I just find it really funny now that like Nintendo used to be like the bastion of morality
Hmm.
in
all right.
games, and then they're like, yeah, just do whatever you want. That's what the ESRB is for. And they're like, of course, that's what the ESRB is for. That's why they made that thing in the first place. So it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's like Nintendo's okay. Nintendo's finally acknowledging what the ESRB is supposed to do, and it's letting the ESRB do its job. So
Hmm.
it's like, okay, so now Microsoft and Nintendo are like, yeah, whatevs.
Whatever.
And then Sony, yeah, and
No,
then
they got a
Sony's like,
taste of the money, man. That's what it is.
yeah, and Sony's like, but think of the children. Would somebody think of the children?
Oh no, the children. Let's put some
And
violence here, but no butts, no
yeah,
butts, no boobs, but lots of blood.
and the funny, one of the funny things there is that like Microsoft is, no, not Microsoft. Sony also used that excuse for like crossplay, right?
Yep.
Like,
Think of
no,
the
we can't
children.
allow crossplay because God, think of the children. And it's like, and this came out because of Minecraft because there was a Minecraft ad where with Nintendo with Switch and Xbox like play together, and it's like Sony, dude. I mean, it's Minecraft, and you're you're putting out this think of the children card on the wrong game.
And,
It's Minecraft.
and the fact that the Noob Master 69 is actually on the PS4.
That's actually inaccurate. That should be on X.
It should be on Xbox. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Noob
but he's
Master
playing
69 should be on
Fortnite on a
Xbox.
PS4, so
Uh,
yeah.
it's the alternate universe. I mean, it's this MCU, so
Oh,
it's not reflective
right.
of the
You
real
know
world.
why they banned Minecraft, right?
My
What?
band, what?
Or
Who banned
well,
Minecraft?
not banned, but that's why they're concerned. Oh, they're playing Minecraft because you know what people build on there.
Mm-hmm.
Dicks.
Exactly.
No, I don't get it. I don't get it. So that's the reason for
They're-
not allowing Minecraft crossplay.
yeah,
No,
man. They don't
no,
want to
that
expose the children to the genitals,
no,
to
no.
the blocky genitals.
That so I mean so that means that only Xbox and Nintendo players create genitals in Minecraft, but the PlayStation players are all like saints
Oh
who
yeah,
play
we're so
well with each
similar.
other
Oh yeah.
and never ever create dicks in Minecraft.
Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. What's a dick in Minecraft? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then recently Monster Hunter World just announced Glavinus,
Oh
whatever
yes,
it's called. So they showed the new hub, which is a lot of onsen
Ice.
stuff. So it's
nice.
what do you call
So we're
this?
getting the portable third that we never got.
In a way, and my mortal enemy is coming to MHW as well. The
Oh.
Brachydios. Brachydios.
Draki. Good old Draki.
Brachydios. Brachyjuice.
Draki juice.
Brachyjuice. And
So are
the
you excited
next
now?
one, eh,
Nope.
it's still world,
Nope.
so
There's no Xenogre. So
yeah.
Well, you never know, man. They haven't released the full monster list.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But,
but
but
but at this point in time, no. So
uh,
all right.
it's okay.
I'll probably get it. I'll probably get it
Mm.
like
No hunter
more than
Mhm.
arts.
once.
No hunter
I'll
arts
probably
though.
get it like more than once.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it for PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, I'm
No.
getting it on PC because I have no choice.
Yeah, I don't want to wait to play it. So
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm getting it
Okay.
on Xbox and PC.
PS4 and PC.
No. Well, I'll probably end up getting it on all three again. So I don't care.
Great. Rich guy.
All right.
Switch Lite was announced just
Oh yeah.
recently. So it's basically a switch that you cannot switch.
I know,
Right.
right?
I know. I don't know
You can
how I
switch it
feel about
on and
that
off.
though.
You can
Yeah,
well
true.
well it's
They
kind of
have
like
a
the
market
3DS
for
that
that
can't
that they're
really
targeting.
Right. It's more of a really advanced 3DS.
Well,
which
uh,
is
I don't
no,
know.
it's a Vita. It's a
it's a
Vita that
Vita. Yeah.
yeah, it's a Vita that people actually want to buy.
It's a
Ah,
Vita
Oh,
why
that
you
would
gotta shit
fit
on
on your
Vita,
pocket
man?
as
Come
long as you're
on.
wearing
Yeah.
cargo pants.
Yeah, screw the Vita. Screw the Vita. Screw the Vita. I got two of them. So
I know, right? Screw the Vita.
I love it. I love it. Screw the Vita.
Yeah, fuck
Screw the Vita
Sony.
while you're holding
I
your
bought
special
another
edition
Vita.
Vita.
Yeah. Yep. I'm actually in the market for a for a Vita TV. Anybody here who's listening to this is willing to like is willing to sell a Vita TV? I'm willing to buy it.
I think that's
Even-
2,000 pesos here. Vita
Is
TV.
it is
Uh,
it
Two?
no
is it
controller
available
though.
there?
Yep, still
I
is.
don't
No.
care. I don't care. I get tons of controllers.
Still is. I'm
Okay,
seeing a few stores with it, but no one's buying it because nobody wants it.
of course,
So
because it's
yeah,
not a Switch, but I'll buy it because
because fuck Sony, I'll
I,
buy it.
yep.
I hate him. I hate him. Take my money.
But no, yeah, but basically the only reason that they'll be coming out with the Switch Lite is Pokemon.
Yeah,
That's it.
Mhm.
exactly.
Because they gotta make a cheap one for that parents will want to buy for their kids,
Hmm.
and
That's very,
it's
very smart,
Pokemon is there.
really. Very smart.
I mean, yeah, Yeah.
Even you know what, even yung Pokemon, yung they decided to go with a smaller amount of Pokemon. I
Yep.
think it's a good move, you know, since
Ye-
they're making all the Pokemon in HD, you know, and they only have like a certain amount of space to work with. And who
yeah,
knows, you know, maybe they'll
Yeah.
add it as DLC. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
you'll never
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
99 cents for Snorlax. I don't know.
I mean, how
Uh-oh.
many Pokemon how many Pokemon in total are there? They're like breaking 1,000 already, right?
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
think it's already
ridiculous.
at 900 or 800, something like that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So they're gonna break a
But
thousand. And like,
I think that. Sorry, go ahead.
yep.
no, no. If you think about it, like that's already 1,000, like a
Yeah.
thousand different characters that you have
Yep.
to. Even if you even if you think about like how their animations are pretty simple, like that's still 1,000 different character models aside from the humans and the
Mhm.
locations and everything else. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Hmm.
like like I do not envy those guys.
You know the real reason why I actually am thinking about this Pokemon to try it out
What?
is the Corgi Pokemon.
Corgi.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Oh
the only reason.
no.
I don't care. I don't
uh,
really care about Pokemon. I don't. I've never played Pokemon, but I think I'm gonna buy this one because it has a Corgi.
Yeah, and the main thing about this one now is they got that new uh, s- uh, feature. Other than the is it
other than the
Gigamax?
Dynamax.
Dynamax. There's one more after Dynamax, and it brings back Fat Pikachu into the
Oh yeah.
There's a
into the
fat
mix.
Pikachu.
So yeah,
The original art for Pikachu was
Oh,
depicted him
okay.
as fat.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So is
So it's like
turning back the chunk, bringing back the chunk,
the
Aw.
Chungus.
Chungus, big Chungus,
Oh, they're probably riding on the appeal of what's he called now, Brothor.
bro Thor. Okay, next one. Ubisoft is not happy with the XP farming quests in story creator mode, so they've been banning those stages in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I'm not
That
sure
makes
why
sense.
they actually put that mode in the first place if they
Uh,
didn't want
no,
people.
because you can create a mission with that others can play online, but
Mhm,
somebody found a loophole, right? That
Mhm.
you can create a mission where as soon as you spawn,
mhm,
the the enemies will be basically swarmed by NPCs,
mhm.
and then you'll finish the quest without doing anything. It'll take like 2 minutes. So people started like exploiting that loophole, and then you basically earn XP for the quest without doing anything.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah,
But
but
basically, somebody found a loophole, so
Mhm.
they're
well,
trying to discourage the loophole without closing it.
yeah, technically it's a one-player game, so whatever
I know,
happens, they
right?
shouldn't really care. But
Yeah, I don't know why they care
they
so
just
much.
want to finish the story for Preet's sake.
Because
So,
it helps. So like, because you can use it to grind.
yep.
That's the whole reason. Like you
Yeah,
can
and
use it to
they won't
grind.
be selling their
That's the real
DLC.
reason,
That's the
really.
real reason
Mhm.
they won't be selling their
Yeah, yung XP
microtransaction.
boost.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah.
That is.
The real treasure was the money inside your wallet all along.
Look at this 1,000 bill showing up in my wallet magically.
This
Um,
one
Best
thousand bill.
anime so far.
Magic. Your 1,000 bill teleported into my wallet.
I don't know, man. Like, you know what? I'm probably. I know there's a lot of people who like to shit on Ubisoft,
Hmm.
but I actually like most of their games. You know,
Oh, I like
I
Ubisoft.
actually have.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I have a like. I think I have almost all of their modern games,
yeah.
and you
Ubisoft
know
is
they're
not
quite
Mhm.
EA.
enjoyable.
Ubisoft's not EA.
I mean, I can't be angry at Ubisoft because for all the Assassin's Creeds that they do, they also make like Child of Light.
Yeah,
So
yep.
it's like
Yeah,
so it's like I mean they make they make these like triple A big budget cookie cutter games, but then you can see that they also use that to make like smaller games like uh what was the one like aside from Rayman, like the whole Rayman
Which is
games
really
then.
good. The
Yeah,
remade ones are really good
yeah,
too.
both of them, like Origins and Legends, were both really good, like
Yep.
really good.
Mhm.
Even
And
the
then
phone version. Have you played that one?
yeah, the
The
well,
phone game was pretty good too.
the two auto runners and then Rayman the what was that, Adventures or something? But
Yeah,
that's kind
but
of
they're all good though. It's ridiculous how good those
oh
games
yeah,
are.
it's all really good, and it's like okay, you can forgive them making these Watch Dogs 10 because they also make small games like that. What was the other one that was set in World War I? Was it? That was also like where you control different characters.
Mhm.
Oh,
Uh,
Banner Saga?
no, not Banner Saga.
Ba-
It's the Ubisoft, which is
oh.
War of Mine or something.
Oh, this War of Mine. Yep.
Or no,
Sila ba
not that.
nag-publish
No,
nun?
no, no, different one.
I don't
No.
think that's yeah.
What was that name? The name of that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yung parang cartoony yung graphics niya.
Yeah, it uses the UV art framework, which is the same
Yep, I
one
forgot the name
from
of that,
for
but I
Rayman,
know.
but it's set in a world Valiant Hearts, the great
There
Ah,
you
one.
go.
Valiant
Yep.
Hearts. Okay, okay.
Oh, okay.
Haven't played that yet, but
Okay.
I have it on my Switch.
It's fantastic. It's
Is that the one with the
fantastic.
Fantastic.
dog?
Yes, the dog. The dog is basically the linchpin of the entire game.
Cool.
It's it, the dog is the main character.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
I
playing
thought
it.
that was this War of Mine. But
Oh no, this War of
Valiant
Mine.
Heart.
Yeah, this War of Mine is I think it's a survival horror game,
Yeah,
Management
it's
but
more of
and
a
two
survival.
yeah, but 2D. Yeah, 2D survival State of Decay, but
management
2D.
sim.
Yeah, State of Decay in 2D.
Dating sim with real world problems.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. One Piece Kaizoku Musou 4 just announced recently. So,
Yay!
yay! more
If
more
only I
Musou
gave
for
a shit
me.
about
Yay, more so
One Piece.
More
One Piece,
Musou.
eh?
Eh.
It's one of those things, man,
Nice
that I
story.
understand why it's so popular. Like I tried
Uh,
getting into it, reading the manga, watching the cartoon. I just couldn't get into it, man.
Yeah, same here. It's like
But
it's
I
like
get it though. I get it.
Hmm.
yeah, same. I feel you because
But I
um
think you're only like in your lifetime you're only limited to one of those things, like Naruto, a Dragon Ball, Bleach, that you like,
yeah
Hmm.
because they're
yeah
so also very similar. So, but most of the time, if you're a fan of one, it's hard to
you.
you for you to be a. There's so many
uh,
episodes. How
Yep.
many
yeah
Dragon Ball
Yep.
episodes are there?
it's
So you
like
can only
yeah 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 right.
like just think about it. If you watch one episode of One Piece a day, right?
That's like
This
20,
is
20 minutes every day.
yeah.
How? Yeah.
By
How
the
many?
time it'll take you like what over
3
10
three
years.
years
years.
to catch up.
Where is
That's
it
the
now?
thing.
Seven,
Yeah,
800 something.
Yeah,
yeah,
800
something
something.
like that. Mm.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, and that's just One Piece.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
And that's if you watch one episode a day. It'll
a
take
day,
you about
yeah,
3 years, but it comes out once a
yeah,
week, sometimes not even. So.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's like you wanna. I mean, when you're a kid, you don't think about it that way, but when you're older, you have other stuff
Mm,
to consider,
I,
right?
I
right.
also think yeah, I also think that it depends on the appeal because like there'll be like some series that you really like, some you kind of like, and then some you
Mhm.
just you're indifferent to it, but you understand the appeal. So it's like Dragon Ball Z was that thing for me. It's like I can understand the appeal, but I don't like it. But Dragon Ball, the like
The
the
first
Kid
one.
King
I,
Goku.
yeah, that was what I really liked.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually I prefer that one over the Z. arc. So I'm kind of
Wait,
disappointed
you
that
say Kid Goku?
Kakarot, yeah, yeah, from the
Mhm.
start of Dragon Ball up to when he wins the tournament where Chi reminds him that he's
Is
gonna
that
get
they're gonna
married.
get married?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
The, that part when it was still kind of loosely based on Journey to the West, right?
yep,
Yep.
yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know.
Mm.
I like ZR.
Z arc is like it's fun, but it loses a lot of the charm of
You know why
Dragon
I
Ball.
like the ZR though? Is yung yung tournament battles.
Oh,
That's really
Budokan.
most.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But I
that's really
mean,
most.
yeah, you also get like two tournaments in the old Dragon Ball arc, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
who's the yung pinaka the baddest kaaway nila dun? Well, Piccolo,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But these
The
Cell was
challenges
pretty
of
badass.
marriage.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think you meant Tenkaichi Budokai. I think
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Tenkaichi. Tenkaichi. Yeah. Yep.
strongest
That's
in the heavens.
yeah,
Yep.
right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let's go on to our topics because basically it's almost related to what we're basically talking about. Tropes, actually anime
mhm.
tropes. So,
oh yeah.
who wants
Yeah,
to start with
tournament
this
arc.
one? Because there's actually a lot of them.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
tournament arc. Since we're talking about it,
Yep,
tournament arc.
tournament
Uh-huh.
arcs. It's always
Yeah,
present in
tournament.
anime,
Yeah.
especially
You,
fighting
you mean the
anime.
best trope?
So
But I mean, I guess tropes that you like
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
tournament
Well,
arcs are fun.
Mm.
yeah. Like, have you? Can you name one bad tournament arc?
Hmm.
Yes, I can. And that tournament arc is what was that? Was there a tournament arc in Musou Ranking? I think there was.
I think so.
It's not. That's.
It's
I haven't seen
fighting.
that.
It's fighting. So, hey,
Musou
School
Ranking
Rumble
tournament
Ah,
had the
with.
yeah.
tournament arc.
School Rumble
Well,
is awesome. I don't even know.
So,
School
yung
Rumbles.
yung delinquent, right?
yep,
Yeah, see
In love siya dun sa quiet girl.
Harry Mackenzie.
yep.
Yeah.
So,
That's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure. It was something. I don't remember if it's Buso ranking, but there was one tournament arc that was blah. Well, well, Tenjo Tenge the anime ended before the tournament arc, so it's like, ugh, that sucks. It's like, why you do this? Why you?
I actually
Why?
like Tengo Tenge.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
fun.
okay.
The problem is it ended before the anime ended before the tournament arc. And it's like
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
half. And it's like half of the anime was basically flashbacks.
Okay, what else? Convenience
What about you?
stores, very common.
Uh-huh.
What?
Convenience stores, very common in anime.
Oh yeah.
Depends which anime.
A lot of them. Slice of life,
In general,
specifically.
yep.
Uh, well, since we talked about your tournament arcs, how about training arcs?
Yeah, that's common. Especially if it's a fighting anime, they have to
Yeah,
train.
yeah. I don't like anime where they use the training montage. I mean, give me a solid training arc. I think that's one of the things I really like about Naruto. It's like they
Mhm.
they actually show his training arcs and a lot of the stuff that he a large portion of the show is actually dedicated to him train to Naruto training basically. And it's like so it's like if he gets powerful, it's like you know how he got there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean like Snake Road in Dragon Ball?
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that the whole run thing was
more,
actually a training session.
Mhm.
yeah. And then when
That's how he
he
got so
went,
strong.
and then when he reached the Kaio,
Or Kai,
Kaio's
the Kai's
Jinkai.
yeah,
place.
Kaio's, and it's like he was training with Bubbles.
Man, that was horrible.
Bubbles
That was so horrible.
and Gregory.
and and
Mhm.
if you got if you got training arcs, then you also need time skips.
Yes.
Time skips.
Like,
The lazy training arc time skips.
And
Like like I,
yeah.
like,
Mhm.
like some time skips are well done. Some are kind of
mhm.
Meh.
like I like how uh I, I I like how the fairy tale time skip uh went. Actually, fairy tale had several time skips.
Yep.
But
Or the first one was when they got trapped in that
yeah,
tower.
in
Mhm.
that hour. Then like there was a 2 year, yeah, 2 year
Was it
two
just
year
two
time skip.
years?
I think it was 2 years.
Wasn't it more?
Uh,
Stuck in
Uh
Tendojima. Uh,
yeah,
uh-huh.
but basically they're half of them were included, half of the guild was
Mhm.
not.
Well,
Half
basically,
of the guild was
their
snapped.
strongest, yeah, their strongest fighters were all trapped, and then they
Yeah.
came back, and then they beat the crap out of their regular, their regular members who's been training for 2 years while they were all trapped.
It's like, "Oh, what was that for?"
Like, I've been training for 2 years, and you've been stuck there and doing nothing.
and they're still second-rate characters.
Right?
Speaking of tropes, usual fighting openings usually feature the characters on a cliff. So there's
Oh,
always something like that.
and using their special moves on the air, on the sky, or
Yeah,
basically
usually.
at nothing.
Demo. That's called a demo.
Uh-huh.
What else do we have here?
Yeah, are
Uh,
discharging their enemy their energies. Nothing.
At nothing.
Uh,
yeah.
just, they're just gonna scream loud and this is all my energy, this is my powers that I'm using up just to show it to you.
And
But
at
yeah,
least a one sad face in the opening. The thing
I
about
think I have like
openings, though, they do spoil the story once in a while. They're going to show
True.
something. Oh my god, this guy's gonna die.
so I think I have like two favorite tropes in, well, I mean these tropes aren't just in anime, but I feel like I prefer how anime does tropes. So
Mhm.
like the first trope is the crouching moron hidden badass trope.
Ah,
Mm.
So it's like somebody who's like
Vash the Stampede, so like that.
yeah, a dumb character who's secretly super badass. Like, yeah, it's like, so Vash the Stampede is one of the best examples where he's like goofy
Who?
and not serious.
Bash
Vash the
Stampede.
Stampede.
Oh,
Trigun.
okay. Oh, you got.
And so he's like all goofy and silly, but then when the stuff
Uh-huh.
goes down, he's like, yeah,
So
he's
Like
the
yeah,
he,
Rio
master.
Hayabusa, another guy.
Huh? Who?
Rio
Ryu
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa?
Yeah, the City Hunter.
Ryo Saeba. Ryu
Saiba. Rio
Hayabusa is
Hayabusa
the
is
Ninja Gaiden guy.
oh yeah, yeah, Ninja
like
Gaiden.
from Dead or Alive?
uh,
Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
guy's
Ninja Gaiden.
that guy is
so he
funny as heck.
secretly
That guy,
overpowered.
that guy is not a crouching moron.
Uh-huh.
Rio Saeba,
But
Rio
Like,
Saeba.
yeah, Ryo Saeba is like, yeah,
Yeah.
like he's perverted most of the time, and then he's like, but when he gets serious, like,
He can
yeah,
shoot a freaking
it's like
helicopter with a pistol.
yeah.
So you like
Meliodas.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
the
Melody
Pantity from
was
Ranma?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What?
who?
Yung panty
Um,
fix,
Um,
Happy Hapasai,
Hapasai?
Hapasai,
yeah.
Hapasai.
No.
Is he is he a
I,
regular pervert? No, he's
yeah,
super
no,
pervert.
yeah, but
He's a
he's
badass
not.
pervert.
Yeah,
He's not.
exactly, exactly.
No, he's not badass. He's just.
He's
it's just a pervert.
Yeah.
he's the one punch man of perverts.
Yeah, that's another trope. Perverts. There's always a pervert somewhere.
And then the other trope I really like is like when like the super genius character like reveals that it was his plan all along. Like
Oh,
it's like
like while pushing his glasses up and it's sparkling.
yeah, and then it's like, oh, you thought you won, didn't you? But that key that you're holding is actually a fake. That I was able to swipe the real key, and then the key that you have is a fake that I
Right.
in there as a decoy. Like, because I knew that at 10 in the morning you pick up your keys from this shelf. Like what?
There's a montage of how he did it, how the deception went.
Nani?
What if he just dropped his curry rice on the floor? Psh, it was my plan. All.
I think one of my favorite uh personifications of this trope is like um
Yu-Gi-Oh.
what's his name?
No.
No, Tatsuya Shiba Tatsuya from Mahoka Hoko no Repose, the irregular at Magic High School.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because he's like, so he's pretty like he's like got his magic is not really that strong. That's why he's an irregular. But he's like super smart, and he's basically like Batman. He's got plan A,
Mhm.
and he's got
Oh
no plan
shoot,
B because plan A always works.
who's that guy? Shoot, is it darker than black? Yeah, that guy, right?
Who? Darker
He's
than black?
basically Chinese black Batman.
I haven't seen Darker than Black.
Yeah, same here. It's in
It's
my
pretty good.
list. It's already in VRV, but haven't seen it
It's
yet.
really good. It's like I said, it's like Chinese like steampunk Batman.
Oh, I must I must add that to my list.
uh,
Oh, one of my favorite tropes is the overpowered old guy
overpowered.
slash mentor. Like it,
Hapasai is overpowered.
So
like
now you're agreeing, huh?
No, because he's not a badass. He's not a badass. He's just overpowered.
Overpowered
kind of
pervert.
like I don't know, like Master Roshin
Oh
or
yeah, yeah.
Jiraiya, the captain commander in Bleach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Overpowered old guy.
Or something di ba, like in Dragon Ball Super, Goku had to choose. Goku has a choice of what? Nine other. What is it? Nine?
Mhm.
There's supposed to be 10, right?
Yep.
The,
Actually, it's
the
10. I think
team,
they're 10.
his team.
Yeah, he's 10. He is his team, not
Mm.
10.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, he'll be choosing 9 other people.
and then one of them is Master Roshin when he probably could have found someone else, but he chose him because one,
Because he's strong.
it's his teacher, and he trusts that he has that power hidden somewhere in his pervy chest.
Yeah, Roshi's immortal, so yeah.
Mm.
He is.
Yeah, he is
Wait, is that,
Dragon Ball. He wished for immortality in the
Ah,
Dragon Ball, so yeah, he's immortal.
okay.
But he almost died actually in that arc. So ugh. Anyway, what other tropes do we have? Actually, the trope I want to actually tell you guys is real life trope, especially if you work in an office and they want a team building. there's always this trope of going to a very far off place with a pool, karaoke,
Usually, or the beach.
and lots of
And
Or the
drinking.
beach.
and lots of
So that's
yep,
real life. Real life here. That's a real life trope.
real life trope.
Oh,
That ties into the swimsuit episode trope.
uh-huh.
And
Always gotta
onsen.
be
And
a
big breasts.
Onsen episode. Or beach episode, one of those.
yeah.
It has to be there.
Pati Attack on
Yep.
Titan may beach episode.
Oh yeah. Just recently.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. And then someone's gonna be surprised when they see the quiet, nerdy girl in a swimsuit. Like, oh, what? Oh, wow.
The quiet nerdy girl with the big boobs.
Uh huh.
Ooh, kawaii!
Okay. What else do we have here? There's
Oh, can
actually
I
a
share my
lot.
favorite trope of all time?
Mm.
My favorite trope of all time is the big busted onesan. You'll find it in anime. You'll find it in video games.
Yeah. Especially fairy
Um,
tale. I've been catching up on fairy tale. There's a lot of them. Villain? Yeah, big
Eater
busted.
assassin. You know, yung any name anything, man. I can
There's
point it
always
out.
one. Final Fantasy 7? Yeah, but not anymore.
Well, she's not an onesa. Like he's not an
Oh,
onesa.
Oh yeah,
well,
she
they
is.
explained it,
Onesan
right?
of Marlene. Marlene.
They explained it. Her breast didn't get smaller. She just got a better bra, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, sports bra.
Sports bra.
I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. That's how they
Compressed.
explained it.
It's compressed.
That is exactly how they explained it, and I will allow it.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it as long as she's there.
Everything is
I don't care.
permitted.
Nothing is true. Everything
Nothing is
permitted.
true. Everything is permitted. Okay.
Ano pa ba?
Yeah, normally there's a pervert somewhere out there. School festivals, especially in slice of life animes, there's
Mhm.
always a school
Yeah.
festival and the dance in the end.
There's always a tsundere somewhere.
Yeah, there's always a
Yep,
tsundere.
that's yep. Exactly.
I love tsunderes. Tsunderes forever.
They've got the shortest skirts in the whole universe.
In real life, they don't pretend to like you. They really don't like you. They don't pretend not to like you.
Yes,
Mm,
only in anime.
then
Yep, I
normally
love it.
high school animes, there's always hey hello to your new classmate scene. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
always
that's
like,
It's
oh, she's
always
so
like
cute.
somebody that it's usually like somebody who knows one of the main characters already. Like, it's you.
a childhood friend or some shit.
Yeah. What else do we have here? Childhood friends, normally, yeah. In
Oh,
romance anime.
another. I have another trope.
Okay.
Uh,
The pretty blonde who somehow speaks perfect Japanese.
Yeah, the transfer
and,
student.
yeah,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and the and the and an American is always blonde for some reason.
Mhm.
Like if there's a blonde person, they're like if it's a blonde person that's not blonde because of anime hair colors, but they're actually blonde, then that means that person is an American. Like can't even be like German or Swedish. Nope,
And
it's American.
it's usually if it's an American, the way they actually talk in Japanese, they sound all the same. But if you let an actual American talk in Japanese, it doesn't sound like that at all.
Right. Hi, wakarimasu?
That's so
Hey,
funny.
Irishai,
Dajobu.
Irishai.
No,
Hi,
but instead,
this.
but instead they when they speak English, they sound like a native
I
Japanese
speak
speaking
English
English.
like this.
Well, it's changing recently. They're actually getting someone who actually knows English to speak in English, but there's no life in it. But at least it's English. They're getting better voice actors now, so it's
Oh,
gonna
and
improve.
also, oh, one of my favorite tropes, English.
English.
English, especially in
Hey,
opening
Mister.
songs, there's always one English line in an opening song.
Yep.
You are sha!
Nice.
My goodness. What else? There's a lot of tropes, even
Yeah,
in
There's a
but
lot.
TVs,
I think
movies. Yeah.
have we run down our favorites because that leads into the next topic, I guess.
Isekai.
Big busted neta.
Isekai.
Yeah,
I
the
think we've
isekai trope.
yeah we've I think have you guys gone through your favorites? One of my favorites is actually yukatas or kimonos. There's always one episode that
Mm,
they'll be going to a festival, especially rom-com.
hot spring,
Uh,
hot spring.
Yeah, hot spring, onsen, beach. It's always happening. Actually, rom-com has the biggest list of tropes ever.
Oh yeah,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
My
yeah.
my dad is
Too
being
so many.
relocated in another place, so I have to stay here alone. You know that
Parang
stuff.
ano,
Childhood promise.
parang Korean drama. If you watch any Korean drama ever, like there's always a scene where the guy's like carrying the girl on his back.
Yep.
Uh, then that good morning senpai thing, so or the good morning big brother thing, that's always
Oh
common.
yeah.
Uh, don't look at me, it's embarrassing trope.
That's not only
Uh,
in hentai.
Tapos,
the
I've liked you since the second grade. That stuff. What else do we have here? Actually, there's a big list for slice of life.
accidental proposals. Not proposal, but accidental confessions. That there's a no, that's not what I meant. Yeah.
Then there's
Uh,
usually
how
the
about
the slamming of the wall where the woman is.
how how
Capilon.
about the
Like,
accidental sexual harassment?
That's
depending
common.
There's a
on
lot
the
of that
show.
too.
the accidental upskirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yung ano, yung the main character or the main love interest, yung madadapa. Tapos somehow biglang, they look like top of each
Yeah,
other or some shit like that.
yeah, and then there's always like the main guy character has this best friend who's like super perverted, but then you find out like he's actually a really serious guy. He's a really serious guy, and when he falls in love, it's like he's totally serious. It's like and it's always like his first love was a tragic one. It's like, uh,
Hmm.
but he's still a super pervert.
Guys, you can read
That's really the reason
situations.
why I'm a pervert, man. I've been through a tragic past. You know, not just I'm not just a pervert for no reason.
Can I be the main hero? Like so with the harem. Can I be the main hero with the harem? Then you can be my friend who's a
Oh,
pervert.
that's another trope that everybody likes.
But
Harems.
Harem.
harems and reverse harems.
Yeah, and one
I
more.
don't know if I like reverse harems that much, man. I just like straight up.
Did you like Boys Over Flowers? Ano Yoridango?
Meteor Garden.
Yeah,
With your garden, right?
no,
That is basically
you know
a
what?
reverse harem.
It took like three versions for me to like it.
Or ano, Fushigi Yugi.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, reverse harem.
Not really the. You know what? I actually like the main villain in that one. Yung blonde guy, ang pangalan nun?
Yui.
No, the
Hindi,
guy.
the bad guy.
See, you
Ah,
Wii yung ano, yung the
The
other
spearman guy.
priestess, right?
who? Yeah, si Yui yung best friend ni
Uh-huh.
Miyaka.
Yep.
The
Oh,
guy with Yui.
yeah.
The well, um,
Her guard, yeah, one of her guardians.
yeah,
The dragon armor guy, whatever
Uh
they
huh.
call him.
yeah, yeah.
I thought it was
It's
cooler
been a
than
long
the
time.
other.
What was his name?
Uh,
Research. Everybody, look at your
Yung
phones.
parang
okay, Google.
he liked the Yui, right? Telling
Right.
her that basically she got raped or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That's some heavy stuff, man.
Mm,
yep.
Nakago. Nakago.
Nakago.
Nago.
Nakago. Right.
Yeah.
Tama
Nakago.
ho sa rival.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. Okay, I think that's everything. So I think we should move over to Isekai since we're already on it. Because
Yep.
basically Fushigi Yugi is an Isekai.
Isekai. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my
So
first isekai actually.
let's do it.
Really. Even before El Hazard.
Yeah, El Hazard
No,
I
was
don't
yeah.
start mine.
know.
Oh, I didn't watch El Hazard.
Even before
Oh, I
Alice in
love El
Wonderland.
Hazard.
Digimon is just an Isekai.
Oh yeah,
I
technically.
never watched Digimon.
Oh,
Digimon.
Hindi ako mahilig sa mga ano parang pocket monster collecting.
but it's Digimon.
But it's
But it's
Digimon,
Digimon.
man!
No.
Actually, before, because basically Isekai is a big thing right now, but a lot of people never realized it was way back in the 80s and 90s
Yeah.
already.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah,
very common.
like
No.
Pioneer is the king
Yeah.
was the king of isekais
King
in
of
the 90s.
Isekai.
What is that?
Pioneer.
What?
Pioneer.
Pioneer.
Pioneer, the laser disc
The brand?
stereo companies. Yep. Because they
Really?
used to have like their I don't remember, they have their own animation production studio,
Yeah.
or if they're just a
Oh.
distributor. But um
Dual
El
is
Hazard was,
Pioneer.
yeah, El
Oh,
Hazard
Dual,
was
really?
Pioneer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dual is Pioneer.
And
El Hazard. El Hazard.
Tenchimuyo. Tenchimuyo was also, although Tenchimuyo is not an isekai, but
No, no.
Oh.
It's more of an alien alien show.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's like
It's
I don't get why people are so down on isekai now, or I guess it's maybe just because it's oversaturated. But I mean,
Yeah. There's two things.
I mean, you got Wizard of Oz and Alice in
Yeah.
Wonderland.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Well,
I
there's
know,
ano
right?
pa, Spirited Away, I think, is an isekai.
oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. See,
That's
that kind of
Isekai.
counts.
And it can win an
I don't
Academy
know.
Award.
Mhm.
People.
I think it's Sword Art Online's fault. That's why it's so oversaturated.
And
Yeah.
it's technically not an isekai.
Yep.
Kind of.
It's just a video
Yeah,
game.
no.
Like, technically it's not an isekai, but then people are like, it's an isekai.
Well,
What?
I don't know. I guess it started out as an isekai
Mm.
until it turned out like that. They can log in and out anytime now.
Um,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. They didn't go actually
Yeah.
anywhere.
yeah.
They're still
True.
there. They're just
I mean,
stuck there.
it's, it's still like kind of like dot hack. It's like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hack
Dot
is not
I,
considered
You know what? I
isekai.
started watching Dot Hack again. I forgot how convoluted it is.
Right.
Yung nagreklamo ka na walang ini-explain.
yep.
First episode ng Dot Hack, you don't know what the hell's happening. You know? Parang may hinahanap siya ng guard. Do you know this cat? And then he just runs away. I'm like, what the heck's happening here?
And
It's like to know the game, to know the anime, you have to play the game. What?
Yep. And it's like,
Man. I
and there's
used to
like
remember that I loved that hack, and then I watched it again, and I'm like, what the heck is this shit?
what else was there in the 90s? Final Fantasy Unlimited was isekai.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's those two kids going to the Final Fantasy universe. So yeah,
Then you have like the heaviest isekai of all. Now and then, here and there,
yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
super
pretty
depressing
heavy.
isekai
Man, I know, right? Why you talk about such a downer? That's such a
because it's
downer.
Pioneer. Because it's also
We'll get to
Pioneer.
that.
Pioneer,
Yeah,
they're the pioneer of isekais.
they actually have a lot of good anime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
basically,
mean,
isekai is
Duel could
already
also be an isekai,
yeah.
kind
So
of. Yeah.
common trope, common trope, but we love it anyway.
So yeah,
Yep.
are we gonna talk about like the isekai that we like now?
Oh yeah, any isekai will do since we're already on the subject.
Oh yeah.
oh,
So yeah. So yeah, I want to start because I actually want to talk to two of the isekais that I really like. So, but which are not yet. Well, one of them is not yet animated, and then one of them is currently being animated. So so it's like Arifureta and how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom
Oh,
of the
I'm
Lord.
reading that right now. That's pretty good.
Yeah, realist hero is actually is actually probably my favorite isekai story about so far because it does an interesting thing with the whole isekai thing. Because for one, the main character doesn't have any
Superpowers.
attachment to, well, yeah, he doesn't, first off, he doesn't have any attachment to the old world anymore because his parents died when he was young and he was raised by his grandparents, and since his grandparents were already old, and since he was a realist, so his grandparents would pretty much tell him that someday you'll be on your own because we're old. So he's like he basically
Oh, those
accepted
are
that.
horrible grandparents.
No, but I
Parang
mean those
naisipin
are.
mo, yung lola mo, the first time you meet your lola, she was gonna say, "Oh, you know, it's nice to meet you, but I'm gonna die soon, so don't expect
Well,
anything."
they didn't say it like at the start, but like as he was growing up, like his grandparents never his grandfather never sort of hid the fact that they were gonna live for it, like they were gonna die. It's like,
They're gonna expire.
yeah, it's like he didn't tell him like, oh, we're gonna be together forever. Don't you worry, we're not gonna leave you. It's
Which
like,
which is which is another trope, by the way. We're
yeah,
gonna be together forever.
death flag.
Yeah, exactly.
But but he actually, when he goes to the other world, the premise there is that he actually doesn't gain any powers. He only gains one skill, which is like the capability to move small objects with like remotely. Basically, that's it. And the first thing he does is like,
Telekinesis.
yeah, the first thing he does is basically reform the entire financial system of the kingdom. They're like, so so it's like he basically saves the kingdom by getting rid of their debt and then fixing the economy and
Yes. Yeah.
doing public works. And it's like, oh wow. So I
Solving
don't
the
know if they're
food
gonna.
shortage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna if they're going to make an anime out of this, because it's basically an anime that teaches you about economics, sort of like. But
Yep.
I guess Spice and Wolf did it, so I maybe they will make it. But yeah, so far it's been really fun to read, and he never really gets like really overpowered. It's like everybody just looks up to him because he's like he's got all this knowledge from the other world. But I think it's also kind of refreshing to have an isekai protagonist who's not dying to go back home. It's like
Yeah.
he sort of accepted that he's there, and the circumstances as to why he was summoned is actually kind of realistic. Well, realistic for an isekai. Like it's like kind of um, it kind of has some of the appeal of Game of Thrones, where um, like a big part of the appeal for Game of Thrones for me was the political machinations, not the sex and violence and the zombies.
Liar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Call me a
Yeah.
liar.
That's like, yeah,
I
yeah. You know what?
yeah.
I just, I watch porn for the story.
Yeah,
What a
yeah,
Yeah.
twist!
yeah. I'm the
Like,
guy.
Like a plot twist.
I'm the guy who like got bored of Game of Thrones season one at the ninth episode, which is like second to the last episode. But but after watching the ninth episode of Game of Thrones season one, I was like, is this really gonna get better? So I started on the books, and I finished all the books before I even finished season one of Yes. So I was like, so yeah, I'm that guy. And then, but yeah, that is a fun series, the Realist Hero, and it's like he basically survived for up to the point, because I think it's up to book eight or nine
Mhm.
now, but he basically survived because when he was in in on Earth, in the old world, like he studied economics and he studied Machiavelli. So he survived by applying his knowledge of economics and Machiavelli.
Basically, that thing is almost similar to Master of Ragnarok, I think. He was using Art of War during a war period he was
Yeah.
transported in, so yeah, same kind of cheat. Although he admits he's cheating.
Well,
what do you call this? Have you guys seen or read Mao Yu? Mao
Yeah,
Yu?
that's
nope.
agriculture
It's
at
very
its best.
similar. It's
Uh,
very
Agriculture.
similar. I
nope.
actually it combines two of my favorite tropes, which is big busted onesan and isekai.
Is it an anime
Yeah,
now, or
Yeah, they
is it
made an
uh,
just?
anime. The
it's
anime is really
the
good too.
Wait,
what do you call this? The hero falling in love with the
The
demon
Demon
lord.
Lord.
wait, is that
And the fun
Hataraku Mausama?
No, no, no,
No,
no.
no, no,
Different.
Is
no,
it
no, no.
different?
It's a
Oh,
more
okay.
Mao
serious
It's
Yusha.
Mao
Moyusha.
Yusha.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Yes.
good.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
it's a
Yeah, I
bit
think
Like
I've
more
seen.
serious.
I
Yeah,
think I've seen
yeah.
this somewhere. I think on Crunchyroll or somewhere. But
yeah. It's there.
Nakakatawa yung ano, so they have like problems with food, right?
Yep.
So the demon
mhm.
queen introduces this revolutionary vegetable that solves world hunger, which is a potato.
I mean,
Oh,
they're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
oh,
exactly. That's what the potato is,
French
Right.
fries
trying
for
to
oh.
prove that
life.
to us.
Something similar happened actually to in the Realist Hero, because
Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
why I
his
wanted to kind of
yeah,
like chime in with
the food
that.
shortage.
It's
He
very
solved the
similar.
food shortage by basically uh making a cooking show
Yep.
about stuff about like, oh, you see this ingredient, you used to throw it away, but actually if you cook it like this, it actually tastes really good.
Oh, well, there goes yes, there's another anime trope there, right there.
Yeah, but you left out the part where he had like basically American Idol
Ah, yeah,
hired all these good
yeah. He
people.
basically made TV. He basically invented TV shows.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically American Idol, and then the winner
American Idol
end
and
up.
variety show. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that was really fun. Like, yeah. Oh man, I wish they would make an anime out of it.
Yeah, a good
So good,
anime, hopefully.
so good, so good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
hopefully they make a good anime
yeah.
out of it.
At least I
That's
hope they make it better than how Arifureta is so far.
Turning
So far,
out.
so far.
Yeah. Well, we only got one episode, so it's like,
Yeah, you never know.
Uh, you
yeah.
never know.
So, like I said, I don't want to judge based on one episode
Yeah, maybe
because,
there'll be, be a big busted Onesan that shows up.
yeah,
It'll be better.
There will be.
there will be, there
Mark
will
my
be.
words. It's gonna be the day.
It's gotta be that. So yeah, Arifureta is also something I enjoyed as an isekai, but it's more because it's just really fun to read. And it's like, yeah, he gets. I think one of the things that the people gloss over with Arifureta is that, yeah, he gets really overpowered, but he still has to work for each victory. It's not like he's not like just mowing down, and although he does mow down like some enemies, like he has the capability to basically take over a country if he wanted to by himself. But like the dungeons that he tries to conquer, like all the enemies in the dungeons are like several times more difficult than any enemy in the than any normal enemy that he faces. So it's like, even though he's
Oh,
overpowered, like he's been backed into our corner many times as well.
It's nothing like what do you call this? Death March to the parallel universe, where
Yeah, no, it's not
I
like
watched all,
Oh,
I
I want.
watched all those B type isekais, man.
like Death March is actually
It's actually
fun.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually
I
fun.
like that
Uh,
one.
yep,
I
have you
mean, it's
seen
better.
Another
it's
World
nothing
with
like that
my
smartphone thing.
smartphone?
Yeah, it's better than
Yep, yep.
smartphone. Better than smartphone. Like smartphone is all right.
Smartphone has
Smartphone is alright.
all the tropes in there.
But I think my main problem with smartphone is that they forgot that he had a smart. And the author also said that in the first book, that basically after the first few arcs, like he doesn't use his smartphone a lot anymore. It's like, yeah, he kind of forgot about his
Because he's
smartphone.
super overpowered.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of things to look at there. So
yeah.
rather look on your smartphone, look at her boobies or something.
And
But wait,
that's not realistic, man. That's not realistic. That
oh,
smartphone isekai.
well, he had the power of God and anime on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't even watch porn one. That's so unrealistic.
Why does he need porn? It's right there in front of him.
wait, wait,
Hey man.
is smartphone world has polygamy, right? So it's like they can all
Yeah, yeah,
share
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
his. Okay,
Oh, that's some. Actually, that's a trope I don't like.
Polygamy.
what do you give me?
Polygamy?
Yung parang it's when you know that okay, this guy's gonna get all of them. It's like it's not like
You have to
hindi
choose one.
Yeah,
siya, it's not as enticing or
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
It's no
And
nisekoi.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's kind of funny because I don't know where you've been at in realist here. Have you? But
I'm
in
caught up.
hmm? What?
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 So realist hero.
Yeah, realist
Oh.
hero. So minor spoiler, but they allow polygamy there.
Yep.
But
And they
but
all want to marry the guy
yeah, but then
before.
the funny thing there is that I can accept it there because a lot of the times, like, it's because it's political. It's like their society is based on the like polygamy and polyandry is allowed in their society there, and it's accepted. And it's like they warn him early on that, well, since you're gonna be ruler, you're since you're gonna be king, basically. you'll get a lot of suitors. So you'll have to choose an acceptable number of queens. And he's like, "What queens? Yes, as much as possible. We would like to have
Spider-Man Queens.
we would like you to have a lot of queens. So you'll have a lot of heirs because the last generation basically wiped themselves out with a minor civil war of for the succession of to determine the successor of the throne. So yeah, so early on they basically laid it out now. Yeah, he's gonna get a harem.
At least they already had a warning at the start.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I think by the end of the first book, he's already got it going on.
Hmm.
Like first or second book. Yeah, but basically at the end, basically at the end of the first two arcs, right? Like he's already got it made. But yeah, some of it is like yeah, it's political. Like he gets like some this girl, this family like offers this suitor because they're noble family and they want to like get into good with the king and something like that. So it's like, okay, I can understand why. Like, there's a certain amount of logic as to how that operates. So it's like I'm also not fond of the polygamy trope, but like in realist hero, it kind of works.
Well, there's
So I
another
don't.
one that actually does it really well. It's also an isekai. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Tales of Wedding Rings.
Hmm.
No,
That's
I have not heard of it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's the funny thing. There's already a VR game of it on
whoa.
Steam, but it's exactly the same thing. But how they frame it is different. Like this high school kid falls in love with this girl who incidentally is from another world. So the girl says goodbye to the high school guy, but the guy changed his mind, confess. Yung parang yung alam mo yung parang trope na change your mind, confess at the last minute, right? So he does that, and
Yeah.
then he gets sucked into a portal to the other world. That's how he gets,
Mm.
yeah, and where basically it's like Lord of the Rings, where he has to collect all these rings from these king. There's like a kingdom of cat people. There's like a kingdom of dwarves, and basically get all the rings because the more rings you have, the more power you have.
Oh.
It's pretty good. I don't want to spoil anything else, but it's very
Was
similar
that
to that one you're saying.
Quest for Wedding Ring?
Tales of Wedding Rings.
Tales of
Tails.
It's actually on Crunchyroll. The art is pretty good too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wedding
Tales of
Ring.
Wedding Rings. Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll manga app. It's pretty good.
On
Yeah.
the manga app.
Yep.
He's not
It's
an
not an
anime.
anime yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But like I said, he already has a
Not
VR
Yeah.
yet.
game. That's the funny thing about it.
What else
Oh,
do we
okay.
have for isekai? Oh yeah, the isekai that you don't want to watch when you're hungry.
Which one?
the
Restaurant to Another
restaurants.
World.
Yeah, restaurant to another
uh,
world. You wouldn't want to watch that when you're freaking hungry.
Oh,
And there are
how
actually two. I know.
Dungeon Meshi.
Restaurant to another world, and there's something very similar that showed up.
The Japanese isekai
Yeah,
thingy.
yeah. So yeah, don't watch those if you're craving for food, cause
Yeah, if you want to gain weight, watch those TV shows.
and you'll want to go to Japan to actually look for the restaurants they feature in the end, 'Cause that's
uh,
so freaking awesome.
what was that last one?
What?
What was the last one?
Let me just check.
Didn't you guys? I thought you guys are the one who told me about that.
Which one?
Which one?
Like the
No.
Japanese style
The
restaurant
Japanese
from
style.
another world.
Uh, can't find
Yeah,
that other one.
yeah. I forgot
Izakaya.
the title.
Isekaya.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
a pun.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is. So yeah.
Yeah. Izakaya. I've actually been to. and, uh, when I was in Seattle, like I was like craving for an izakaya for some reason.
There's a lot of those here.
Yeah, there's also a lot in Seattle because there's a sizable Japanese population.
Yep.
So
Shuttle.
yeah,
Shuttle.
Seattle.
Shuttle.
It's like you get karaage and beer. It's like, oh yeah.
What did
Then
you
you get
say?
your ramen.
Carriage. Carriage.
Yeah, carriage. Yeah, it's like,
Carriage.
oh,
Chicken carriage.
chicken karaage, beer, ramen. It's like, oh yeah.
Man, if you guys ever come to Vegas, there's so many good stuff here. Ridiculous. We
Uh,
also have a big Japanese population.
cool.
I can imagine.
One
Like,
isekai show I've been watching recently was Isekai Quartet. Yeah.
yeah.
It's an isekai within an isekai. So it's like El Hazard.
It's like, yo, dog, I heard you like isekai. So I put some isekai in your isekai.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like Carnival Phantasm for isekais.
What else? Escaflowne. Yeah, Escaflowne was
Oh
isekai.
yeah, Scoopoon is an isekai. But
Magic
with
Knight Ray
mechs.
Earth is isekai.
But with mechs.
With mechs. Well, there's
Mexicans.
several with mechs.
With Mexicans.
Not Mexican.
Senor.
Hey, Senoritas, you want some
Kind
tacos?
kind of like Fate Stay Night is like a reverse isekai ish.
In a way.
Technically, no.
For the what do you call them, the guys they summon?
The heroic spirits?
Yeah,
Well, no, because they're well, I don't know. I
they're from
guess.
another world.
Well, no, they're from Earth. They're from Earth, just from different times.
Hmm. It's a time travel time travel show.
Yeah, yeah.
The reverse isekai is recreators. That one is really isekai. Reverse to be exact. Recreators. Where the comic book characters come to life.
Comic book, video games,
Yep. Then they all
fake characters from movies.
yep. And they feel that they're actual characters.
Mm.
Even doujinshi stuff.
Yep.
I haven't seen Recreators.
It's
I've
on.
only seen like a few episodes of Recreators.
It gets good in the mid part when they're all fighting
And
already.
then, yep, and then
It's
it
a
becomes like
Crunchyroll, right?
Neon
Yep.
Genesis Evangelion.
I think it's there. If it's not, it's in Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, yep.
Yep. ReZero. It's okay.
But no, it's ano, Oh My Goddess. Is it like a
No, no, no.
reverse isekai?
No,
Eh,
I'm a
no.
goddess. They're goddesses, so
Oh.
it's
I mean, they're from
basically
heaven.
yeah.
Yes,
So
Bel Dandy is from heaven. Yeah, she's from heaven. Did it
Video
hurt Bel
Girl
Dandy
I.
when you fell from heaven?
There's a ton of shows back then that we didn't mind because
Uh-huh.
we weren't aware of the genre. So we never cared. It's an anime. Okay, it's anime. Now isekai is like a boom. There's a ton of them. There was one I liked that was called Those Who Hunt Elves. A martial artist, an actress, and an engineer go to the alternate universe with a tank. So yeah, eventually the tank actually gets infinite gas and starts walking, and it starts moving on its own like a dog. So it's cool.
What?
It starts to act like a dog. Basically, it's like an animal, but
Mm.
still a tank.
But it's a tank.
It's a tank.
Oh, speaking of tank, how about Gate?
Gate. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
I was gonna say that's my favorite, one of my
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
isekais actually.
Uh-huh.
And I like the realism of Gate because if it
Yeah,
does happen, and it does happen in one country, a lot of countries will start taking interest.
yeah.
I
Right.
like.
I like how I like how they address that. It's like, okay, like America wants to explore it because freedom, and then Japan is like, but the gate is
It's
in Japan, so
right.
it's like you can't just come in. So what? But then because the Japan doesn't have an army, like the self
uh-huh.
defense
You
force
know
is
what?
basically just for self defense. So it's like, so how do we proceed? Because if we send our army into the gate, it's like it'll be like
Will be
invasion.
defenses. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like I know. Let's just annex it. Yeah.
Let's bring it here. Like, and
Yeah.
use your dragons.
That's basically
Technically,
what
it's part of
America would
Japan.
do, by the way.
Yeah, it's so true to life that I actually liked
Uh-huh.
it.
No, yeah, it is so true to life that they even had what was the name of that little female soldier that beat the crap out of the guys in the other on the
The
from the other
The
prince.
side.
goddess, the
No,
the
in
one with the
Gate.
big scythe.
Yeah, the one that beat up the crazy prince. Yeah.
Uh
Uh,
just that one girl, and she just shot everyone through their shields. Like, I have guns, you have shields.
Actually, the minefield is already overpowered.
Right.
What happened? They all died. What magic is
like,
this?
and they just brought they just
Right.
bombarded it.
Uh,
It's like we got cavalry. Yeah, bombard them with the
yeah, we have tanks.
tanks.
We have tanks that can shoot long range that your armor can't even hold up against.
I like also the
That's
part
pretty.
where some of the princesses turn into geeks. They started looking at
Yeah.
doujinshis and started translating
Yeah.
it.
I think the only thing I didn't like about Kate was like it wasn't very clear like what the motivation was for like why they started invading through the gate.
Hmm.
It's like it's sort of implied that the king wanted to do the invasion was sort of coerced into doing
Hmm.
something like the
Yep.
king or the prince. I forgot.
It wasn't
But then
clear. Yeah.
yeah, so like
It's like
okay.
there's a gate, invade for the sake of it.
Yeah, it's like
Well, that's
just
just
for
human nature,
funsies.
kind of, right?
Yeah, it's a trope.
Well,
To
yeah, but
conquer,
then but
basically.
then later on, later on in the series, they say they like make a big deal of saying that the gate is actually sacred. Like where the gate appears
Hmm.
is sacred ground for all the races.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, people are always gonna find like their own shitty reason to, take advantage of,
Oh, of
the
course.
situation.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's, for all these sacred ground we have to reclaim, blah blah blah. Or yeah, blah
Crusades.
blah blah.
Uh,
Yeah, I was about to say, oh yeah, our our religion is better than yours, so we're gonna claim this as our holy land.
Uh,
Stuff like, like I said, that's just human nature. Which is, I actually like that part where, that's just how people are.
Yep.
yeah,
Even now, the
and they got
times
beat
we're
by
living in.
tanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got dragons. We got tanks.
We have a bazooka versus the dragon.
Missile launchers. What else do we have here?
well, yeah, well, I mean, we're missing the big ones. So the current big ones, I guess.
Yep.
Reincarnated as a slime,
Oh yeah, yeah.
shield hero.
Tanya the Evil. Although I'm not sure, but they do count Tanya the Evil as isekai. But she was
Yeah,
actually
Well, he
because
a
well,
get
because
reincarnated,
he got
right?
reincarnated, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
into a girl's
He's an
body.
alternate.
Konosuba
He's
was
an
the
alternate.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Slime was also to him.
Hmm.
So it's like,
Wise.
yeah, they're all isekai.
All
Yeah.
Isekai. Wise Man's grandchild was also the same. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, technically it's also an isekai, but
yep.
then
He was born
yeah,
there
but
in some
he
way,
was reborn there, kind of, I guess.
but they do count it. So yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, the super wholesome isekai.
And basically, he only has one woman there. He only targeted one girl. So that's what I liked about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's super wholesome,
Yeah, right. And they
super
didn't
wholesome guy.
like they didn't fuck around. They basically are. This is it. This is the girl. Like 2 or 3 episodes in, you're like, yeah, this is the
Or-
girl.
Yeah, it's like yeah, like girl is so nice, guy is so nice, and it's like
They're
I,
both so
I, I,
nice.
I like how I like how they played with the trope of like two people who like each other but can't admit to it. And it's like
Ah.
it, they sort of played around with it here because they say that like both of them thought the other one was so nice that they're just treating them as like normal.
Mhm.
So it's like so the guy thinks that the girl is so nice that he treats everyone the same as him. And like the girl thinks that the guy is so nice that he treats everyone the same as how he treats her. So it's like it never crossed their mind that they treat each other special because they like each other. It's like yeah, that yeah. Until she makes that comment about babies. And then yeah. And then the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm not dense enough to ignore that." I mean, yeah. No
I
shit.
know, right? Finally.
Right.
Got the point. Point
That's actually the
taken.
part where I was
I
like,
think
you know what? No, they're actually doing enough to stray from the
yeah,
tired old formula. You
yeah,
know, that's what
Yeah.
makes it interesting. It's like the art's not that great. The story, you've seen the story
yeah,
countless times before, but
Yeah.
they do just enough to subvert your expectations about
yeah,
these type of shows that makes it interesting.
yeah. Yeah, it's just fun to watch. Like
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like you're playing Doom. You're just shooting people. You don't have to think about it,
yeah.
right?
The
Yeah.
recent isekais that no one actually talks about was the last two movies of Jumanji.
Wait, last two?
The
Well,
one last year and the one they're showing this year. So
well, it's
yeah,
not yet showing,
so
but
yeah, it's
yeah.
the last one and the one now, because the
But
the first one I don't think it's counted as isekai because it's the
no, it
animals coming
kind of
out of the board.
yeah.
So yeah, these two new ones are isekai.
Well, if they're gonna be isekai, then we have to count Sword Art Online as an isekai because they got sucked into the game.
Yeah, in a way, maybe.
But no,
although their
but
physical body's still here, so I
I
don't
call I
know.
call it let's call it on a technicality. Sword Art
Technicality,
Online
Right.
Jumanji is
Jumanji
because
is
it's funnier that
because
way.
and their whole body gets sucked into the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So
I was surprised at how much I enjoyed Jumanji.
yeah,
Like,
I haven't seen it yet.
The new
oh, it's
one
it's
with
great.
The
Yeah.
Rock.
yep,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's pretty good.
It's surprisingly good. Like I'm surprised at how much I enjoy.
Weakness.
I will
Weakness
not
cake
watch anything with what's that
with
name? The short like black dude.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I will not watch anything with Kevin Hart.
Why not?
I find him. I don't know why, but I just find him so annoying.
I Yeah,
Well,
well, he
He's
explodes a lot here, so maybe they like it.
I don't know, man. It's like my dog, right? My dog hates bananas for some reason. Like if he sees a banana, he'll show you his teeth and he'll growl. It's just the same thing, man. It's like I just don't. I'm not a fan of Kevin Hart, and I it's the same thing. Don't
here's
like the guy.
the thing about comedians that I really like. If they're in comedy show and they're acting their usual stupid selves. Like let's say Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell, I don't like Will Ferrell, but when he started acting seriously in one of the, there was one movie that he was actually a serious an actor.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
Stranger.
I
That was
actually
a good
liked him
movie.
there.
uh,
It was a good
Jim
movie.
Carrey, I didn't like
Truman Show.
his wacky stuff much, but when he started with
mm,
the Majestic, that was pretty
Yeah, that
good.
was a really good movie. Yeah,
So,
Truman Show,
yep,
Majestic, even like Lawyer, Liar, Liar,
Liar
whatever.
Right,
That
right.
Liar.
was pretty.
Liar Liar.
That was pretty
Mm.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? Isn't he the one in number 23?
Number 23.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I think
movie number
so. Yeah,
23.
I
That
think
that
so.
was.
Yep. I think.
Hmm.
Yep. I think that's him.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
looking
Where
forward
it
to his
another
starts
next.
with a number.
another new serious
Uh,
movie for Jim Carrey was Sonic the Hedgehog.
the
Yeah,
Hedgehog. Yes.
such a
Yes.
Oh
serious
boy.
movie.
He's
Oh boy. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is Sonic
Oh,
counted as a reverse isekai? No, only in the
I
anime.
don't know. Sonic X.
Yeah,
I don't
Sonic
know
You
if
know,
X
they're
was
there's
doing that.
leaks,
reverse.
right? There's leaks about it, and you know how they're
Uh,
gonna do it.
Hmm.
what?
Apparently, Sonic is an alien.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, okay.
yeah.
I, I mean, because if you grew up in the West, you're used like the Genesis Mega Drive games make a note of Sonic is from the planet Mobius, so like he's technically not really from Earth, which explains all the anthropomorphic animals that he has,
Yeah.
like that he's buddies with. So I don't think it's that much of a stretch.
There's actually a ton of stories about Sonic being how he came to be. The one comic I actually read from Archie Comics, his origin when the first few Archie comics when it was not yet the one with Sally. It's like Robotnik was experimenting on an actual
Hedgehog.
hedgehog. Then the what do you call this? The treadmill that they were experimenting on exploded.
That is Sonic the comic, which is British,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
not
basically,
not Archie.
okay. So if there's a ton of them. There's a ton of origin stories because they had
So
no idea what to do with it. It's like DC and
yeah.
Superman. They don't know what to do with it.
So I don't know if it's kind of sad that I can like figure out that, oh, Vince, that's not from the Archie comic. That's from the British Sonic the comic.
That just um narrows down that you're actually a furry.
Yeah, you're
Not
not a
even a Sonic
Sonic
fan.
fan.
Not
If
not
you're
You're a
a
even a
Sonic,
Sonic
furry.
fan. Just go straight to furries.
if you're a
Yeah.
Sonic fan, automatic you're a furry. I love Robin Hood from
No.
Disney. I'm a furry. My God. Okay, so I think we're already done with the subject, or if you guys want to add more stuff.
Well,
Oh, I mean, we're probably gonna be running this whole podcast with isekais if we do.
yeah,
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 let's cut it
exactly.
there. If there's something we want more, we could discuss it next week or next podcast or something.
Well, I actually want to recommend one more. It hasn't been turned into an anime yet. It's
Yep.
just a manga. It's called When a Stupid FPS Player Falls into Another World.
I love the title. Explains a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and it's literally what you expect it to be. So that's why I like it.
So
But the
Wait.
great thing about it is the art is
when
really
they said
good,
stupid, is he
and
really stupid?
well, you know, there's but give it anyone who's listening, give it a shot. It's really good. But I think the it's on a hiatus right now. But
Mm,
Oh.
it's like
Oh,
Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter.
yeah,
no.
Well, isn't there like an MMO that MMO junkie or something. Um,
Recovery of an ammo return.
recovery. Yeah, recovery of an MMO junkie.
That's
That's
not
not
That's
isekai,
Isekai.
man.
Is
Isekai.
They're
that?
they're actually playing an
That's my
MMO.
life.
They're actually playing an MMO there.
Wait. So are you the younger guy or the are
No,
you the
I'm
younger guy?
Moriko, bro.
Okay, so let's move
There, no,
over.
literally,
Mhm.
there was like a time in my life where I wore my clothes twice, inside out, so I didn't have to wash clothes, so I can play World of Warcraft.
But did you resign from your job just to play MMO?
Well, I had to pay for the subscription fee somehow, man. So I
Right.
still have to keep a job. But the great thing about that is I had a uniform, so I did, that's the only clothes I washed. Yep,
I work at a computer all day so I can pay for playing on a computer all night.
yep.
It's basically a uniform. It's called a uniform, man. Okay, so let's move over to your favorite topic, the Ryzen.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's gonna be the year.
it's
And
gonna be the
you know
um,
year.
what? The benchmarks are out. Uh, like if you're doing anything,
Mm.
aside from playing video games, it's actually a much better buy for you. But as expected, of course, Intel still gets the leg up in games just because of the
Single core.
pure horsepower. Single, yeah, exactly. You getting it like to 5 gig
Yeah,
speed is just ridiculous.
but but I will still say that I still think that AMD has been and will be for the near future the better deal in
Oh,
terms
for
of
sure,
Mhm.
for
processors.
sure.
It's like,
And the
yeah,
and the funny thing is, sorry, go ahead.
because Intel is probably going to be faster, but they're also like twice as expensive for like 10% more performance. It's like, are
Yeah,
you really gonna are you really
yeah,
gonna
exactly.
go for Intel?
Well, yeah, and the funny thing about the benchmarks they showed is it's all like 1080p. It's like
Mhm.
you're seriously gonna buy a 9900K and game at 1080p. Who does that? Nobody does that.
Well,
I
well,
do
that's
that.
also because that's also
Ouch, man!
partly
Ouch.
because if you do 1080p, so they're basically lowering the resolution to 1080p to make sure that
To
it's the
put the
CPU
load is on the
that
CPU. Yeah,
yeah
exactly. No, like I said, I get it. I understand it. It's just, if you're gonna if you're gonna play 1080p, there's a lot better alternatives, a lot cheaper alternatives that, you're not even gonna
yeah
notice the
yeah
difference, in frame rates,
yeah.
you
So
know.
actually
But
now I'm using Discord on my Ryzen laptop. So
What?
what?
yeah,
Ryzen.
a
The new generation?
no,
It's
Ah,
still a Ryzen
ah.
though.
they're still Ryzen. So
Wow,
I'm playing my
you really returned your laptop, huh?
no, this is the same laptop, the one that
Oh,
I
it's the
bought.
same one.
That's the one
Oh,
that
with
you
the
Yes,
got. Okay.
1660.
yep, this is the one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, to
It's a
put some
Ryzen.
context on the Ryzen thing, because basically, some of us already discussed on a podcast that was never shown. It's
The secret
Yeah,
podcast
the secret
that you can
podcast where
Uh-huh.
I
hear,
was talking by
Yeah,
myself to
yeah.
my
or
You can
that you
imaginary
can
you
friends.
can
hear
if you
if you
have
subscribe to us for
subscribe
four
on
ninety
Patreon.
nine a month.
Right.
Yep.
Subscribe to us on Patreon to get the secret podcasts.
Yep. That doesn't exist.
Secret Patreon, so secret you won't see it. Not even I could see it. Anyway, Ryzen is kind of like Linux. Like people actually say, it's gonna be the year where Linux becomes better than Windows. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be the
this
year.
time it's probably gonna be
This
true.
yeah, this time
Probably.
is not
But
a meme.
Reviews are
This
out.
time is
It's gonna be the
reviews are
year.
out.
Then they ship out the ship shitty driver.
Yeah, that's
Well, the
the
driver
only
is for the
thing.
video card, so
Mm,
it's like you got to remember that AMD's like
mm.
doing both CPUs and GPUs,
Yep,
and it's like
they're fighting two
uh
companies.
yes, they're on two fronts.
Mm.
They're like uh I don't know, they're like Russia, I
It's
guess.
like it's
Russia
it's
in
like
World War II.
Deku. No, they're like Deku. You know, you're fighting
Oh,
the League of Villains, and then you're also rivals with Bakugo, kind of ish.
Oh, speaking of Bakugo, he's the new DLC of Jump Force. Not that I care. I don't like to play that game.
You know, I hear it's not that great.
It's not.
It's the same as the basically if you play the Arena Fighters, it's the same.
Yeah, Naruto stuff. Naruto
Yeah,
Ninja
Ultimate
Storm.
Ninja Storm, My Hero Academia Wants Justice, and One Piece Burning Blood.
Yeah, they're all the
I
same.
don't
Then
know.
yeah,
There's
they're
only one arena battler for me, man. You know what
Power
it
Stone.
is? Power Stone.
Power
Let's
Stone.
go.
Yeah.
You get me. You get me.
The first one or the second
Either.
Both.
Either works.
one? I hope they port it. My God.
All right. On the Switch. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that would be so awesome. With
Yeah.
online play. Wow.
yeah. We're gonna beat
Automatic
each other
subscribe.
up if that happens. But
That's
Capcom,
pretty fun.
no. Capcom, no.
I don't
That's
know.
like probably
I
if
don't.
like Smash Brothers is going to be a 3D arena fighter. That's what I would like it to be. You
Yeah,
know.
that was actually my complaint with Smash Brothers at
Mm.
first. It's like, why would I play Smash Brothers when Power Stone exists?
But it doesn't. Unless it's Nintendo that's stopping from Power Stone to come out on the system. That's all.
No, well, I mean that
That's
was the time of the
Capcom.
Dreamcast, right? It's like
Mm.
Dream,
Yeah,
like I had Power Stone on Dreamcast, I had Power Stone on the PSP. It's
PSP.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, why would I play Smash when I have Power Stone? Yeah, Power Stone.
but we need a newer version of Power Stone now.
A remaster.
Remaster or something.
Just a remaster would be fine.
Remasters will
It's
do.
like,
HD,
but
HD remaster.
the, yeah, the remaster of Power Stone is probably gonna around the same time as a remaster of Project Justice
Hmm.
and
Well,
Kikayo and
yeah,
rival schools.
Rival
Kikayo.
Schools is like one of the best fighting games
Uh,
ever. Too bad there's no current gen version. You know.
Capcom.
uh,
Capcom.
uh,
Capcom will be
Yeah,
Capcom.
I mean, don't. I mean, you sit over there with the Darkstalkers fans.
I know. And I am a Darkstalkers.
Yeah, yeah.
You're the niche
So
market, man.
yes, sit over there with your.
I actually like Darkstalkers better than Street Fighter.
Oh,
Kidding.
hot take, hot take.
Hot take.
Yeah.
That's a spicy take.
You know
Spicy.
when they actually showed its high score girl, I was
Uh,
like, damn, I love this anime. When
uh,
they showed Darkstalkers on there, I was like, wow, wow.
then when they got uh, then when they got Virtua Fighter on there, it's like, yeah, this is the best
Yep,
show ever. This is
yep.
the best
This is the
show
best
ever.
show ever. Yep.
And they're
Show of
running
my
on Horizon.
best show of the millennium. Yep.
Running on Ryzen.
Running on
Yep.
Horizon.
And the new Navi video card. And it doesn't use RTX. It's the best show ever.
By the way, the new systems, are they going by the Ryzen?
Yep,
Um,
they're gonna have yep.
yeah,
They're gonna be
so
all custom Ryzen
it's gonna
cores.
be the year.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Looks like it.
Oh, well, AMD's not making like Scrooge McDuck kinds of money on the consoles. Like,
Scrooge. Man,
it
nobody's
is
making Scrooge McDuck money.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing, right? Like,
Not even Oprah.
no, Well, Scrooge McDuck is making Scrooge McDuck kinds of money,
He can even swim in it.
Yep,
but
that's probably Bill Gates. Actually, I take it back. He's probably swimming in this pool of money.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, that's why
well,
he's
and then when
that's why he built his house like somewhere in the
I
near
swear,
the bay, near the lake in Seattle somewhere.
so you can watch the look at all the peons. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm so rich.
I'm so rich now. I'm gonna dive in my pool of money.
Yeah, pool of money, like Scrooge McDuck, the pool of money.
I would love to go to that house. Maybe he has a trash can that says "Throw dirty money here." I'd love to
Oh,
Why
be
Bill
his
not?
Gates or
garbage boy.
Scrooge McDuck? You can
But yeah, I think partly the reason why Ryzen now is so good is because they did the CPUs for like the Xbox One and PS4. I
Yeah,
think
they probably learned a lot
yeah
from that.
yeah
And the funny thing is, like compared to Coffee Lake CPUs, they use um like almost half the power,
yeah
And this Intel does this bullshit thing where their TDP is
their TDP
actually
is like the average, not the
yeah, the
maximum.
lowest parang if it's like a sine
The
wave, it's the lowest point of the it's not even a boost, it's like
yeah
when it's when it's downclocked.
it's yeah, when you're not doing anything, your PC is just like idling there, probably doing some
Yeah,
Windows
which is
updates or something.
ridiculous.
This is how much power it's gonna take. Like AMD is like, when you're really cranking out your CPUs, like you're playing some intense games, like this is how much your power you'll need. And it's like
Or IDA
they're about the
64,
same.
yeah.
like, and like they're about the same. It's like, oh, so AMD at its max performance is taking in as much or less power than in an Intel CPU that's not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's ridiculous. Just
Yeah.
just think about that. We know what that means. It's like
Well,
it's going to
yeah,
use
we
less
know.
power, and so less heat. You
Yeah.
know, it's not going to be as noisy. And like you
Yeah.
said, it's just a whole lot better buy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
because this is gonna be the year. It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
the
the
year.
year. It's gonna be the year.
Gonna
No,
be
but
here.
no, but seriously, yeah, like yeah, I've like ever since the Athlon 3, like the Athlon XP, like I've been like building AMD systems, and it's like just overall, it's like AMD's always been like the better value for me. Like in on the CPU side, it's like at least on the video card side, it's probably about the same as Nvidia. It's like yeah, you can't go wrong with either Nvidia or AMD.
Mhm.
But on the CPU side, it's like man,
Better
if
value.
you go with Intel, yeah, if you go with Intel, you're just basically throwing money away.
Yeah. Well,
Especially
I'm
with
not gonna just
especially with
shit
the
on
motherboards.
Intel,
Yeah.
but they actually have like, they I just learned that they have like a support. They basically have like a support group for developers
Yep.
that teach people, like if you're developing a game, an app, or whatever, they teach you how to optimize your shit to Intel.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
That's crazy.
no, that's common. Like
Yeah, but that's crazy though. The AMD doesn't have that. They don't have like a. They
they
call
don't
them
have the
like
money
the
to
Intel
support that.
army. Yeah, exactly. They don't have the money. But that's just ridiculous. It's like, all right, Ubisoft, I hear you're making new games, we'll lend you these people so you can optimize this on Intel CPUs.
Yeah,
That's
that's also
crazy.
what. Yeah, Nvidia does that too with the you know the way it's meant to be played kind of thing.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Yeah,
Nvidia,
but like they just
Nvidia.
do it on a much larger scale.
But
Yeah,
that's more of a marketing strategy na lang din, right? When
Um,
they do that sort of thing.
partly. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
for
at
sure
least
not
for
out of the kindness of their hearts.
yeah,
Yeah.
because at least for Nvidia, like they do it because they have to figure out like how their drivers work. So like they have their game ready drivers, um, and they
Right.
do that in conjunction with the developers that they have that they have agreements with, that they have partnerships with, rather, for the way it's meant to be played, program. So that, well, that helps Nvidia because they can improve their performance on the driver side and helps them beat AMD like in benchmarks. Like, oh, this Shadow of the Tomb Raider runs better on Nvidia GPUs because it's
Optimized.
optimized with a
Optimized.
game ready driver. But then AMD doesn't need to do that much as well because they have the consoles on their side. It's like Microsoft also has a team that goes around and says, "Oh, you want to optimize for the Xbox, and this is what we do." And they're like, AMD's like, "Well, you're already doing this stuff for Microsoft, so like, AMD." It's like it's not too much trouble. So, well, I'm not saying that's what they do, but if I was AMD, that's what I'd do because
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
because this is gonna be the year. It's gonna be the
It's
year.
gonna
Mm.
be the
I'm
year.
feeling good. I'm feeling good about it.
Linux. It's gonna be.
I don't know, man. I don't think Linux is ever gonna take off.
it's
Dude,
Linux
it's
is gonna
got
be
a
Linux.
penguin,
No,
man.
sorry, dude.
It's got a
Uh,
red
Someday.
hat. It's gotta
and,
be the year.
So just think about it this way. Like there's like they had like Windows wait, 8 point Windows 8,
8, then 8.1.
right? And yeah, and those are shitty OSs, you know. That was like a
8.1 was
wide
alright.
open. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they were like a lot of
yeah,
people didn't like them, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
There's a reason why Windows 7 is still popular right now,
yep.
you
So
know.
yeah, I think the problem that Linux fans face is because they think that every user is like them, and Linux
Yep.
is not. Linux is not easy to use. Like
Oh no.
like Windows is not easy to use, but many people know how to use Windows because in terms
It's
of getting
Windows.
things to run, Windows is like a magnitude, like several
Mm.
magnitudes easier to learn than Linux.
Hmm. It's like
And then
suggesting a new anime for a person. So if Linux is kind of like I don't know. Let's just say Windows
Neon
is Dragon
no, no,
Genesis
Ball.
Evangelion.
So
yeah, yeah,
it's
like
mainstream.
yeah, like Windows would be Gundam,
Yeah.
and then Linux would be like Evangelion.
Yeah, but not even like the first few episodes. It's like the last 5 episodes where it's all like crazy and shit. You know?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
congratulations, played yourself.
Yeah,
So
Uh,
you
yeah,
don't know what the hell's happening.
that's always a problem with Linux. And then people will be like, "Oh, but Linux is free. You have so many distributions to use." Like, yeah, and then all those distributions use different GUIs, use different. They all
Yeah,
don't run exactly the same. It's like
but forget about it. If you want to play games, you forget about it.
yeah. So it's
You
like
have to run Windows in your Linux to play games.
yep, exactly.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
it's
so
like with Android now. It's like I think like the early days of Android is similar to how Linux is. Like if you remember the early days of Android, it's like although everything was Android, but like Samsung's Android was way different than LG's Android and was way different than HTC's Android
mm,
versus
yep.
um versus Motorola's Android is because they all felt kind of different. Like it's like even if you say, "Oh, it's Android under the hood," it doesn't feel uh, like consistent. Uh, like it's consistent. So it's like you always have to worry about if I switch from Samsung to LG, do I have to relearn how to use it? So like Linux is kind of the same thing. It's like you have different uh, different distributions that do things differently. It's like, man, how you talk about fragmentation there.
Yeah, it's like that, that hipster guy who makes this crappy art, and he says that you can't understand his art because it's too like high art or some
2D.
shit like that.
Yeah,
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 that's like that.
I mean,
yeah.
It's like,
it's is it like spells? You don't understand my spell because it's a high spell.
yeah.
It is written.
Or, parang si Carl, you don't understand my ninjutsu, it's too high level. Hi, Carl, I hope you're listening.
Leave the guy alone, man. That phase of
Hopefully,
his
you're
life
done
is
with your
over.
training.
I did not know what a chunibyo. I did not know the term for chunibyo until I was older, but I did not. But when I learned about chunibyo, I realized that I actually knew someone who was a chunibyo.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
My goodness. Anyway, what else do we have on Ryzen? Is there any news as of recently?
uh, I thought they people are having trouble running games with this new
Yeah.
CPU.
Yeah, unlike the
Yep.
previous ones, I think this one is way better. Ryzen.
Like,
They're,
'cause,
I think they're releasing patches and stuff, right? So
uh,
Yep.
because it's
I
having problems running with like
like
NVIDIA graphics cards, stuff like that.
so it's not just games anymore that have day one patches.
Yeah.
Ryzen
Well, if you think about it,
3000. Mhm. Yep.
it's a whole new platform. It's gonna have problems,
Yeah,
Here's
and
a
especially
new
since
news. This is 4 hours ago. Ryzen 3000 systems need a BIOS fix for Linux Destiny 2 issues.
Linux,
Linux.
oh boy,
Aha.
Linux, yeah,
Aha.
Linux.
you lost me
Linux.
at Linux.
Linux. Linux. Because it's gonna be the year, man.
That'd be good.
Uh,
No, but, I also understand how that works because um, if you've read there's a book there, the race called "The Race for a New Game Machine."
Mhm.
It's written by the lead engineer.
of
Uh,
Linux.
no, no, he worked at IBM and he was the lead engineer for the PowerPC cores that eventually became the CPU, the main part of the CPUs for the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
Mhm.
And like up to that point, like when I think about how you engineer chips, you design the schematics for a chip, and like you actually plot out the paths that the electrons will take around the silicon. And it's like at that point, right? So this was like the PS3 and 360 era. Like there were so many transistors in that CPU that they had to use software to develop the CPUs. Like it wasn't, they couldn't even hand design like I don't know, 20% of it because of how complicated the CPUs were getting. So it's like when they were designing it, like a lot of it was automated already. And that was PS3 and 360 era.
Mm.
So it's like we're like 3 generations ahead of that. So it's like gonna be crazy. Like if you're a chip designer.
Then this one, AMD on Ryzen 3000 overclocking. You're not going to see a lot of headroom, manual OC headroom on the new chips.
Yeah, that's not surprising. That's
Anyway,
not
I
surprising.
think it's already pretty much optimized, so I don't think overclocking is
Yeah,
required.
even the new Coffee Lakes, the 9900K, it's hard to get it above 5.1 because the turbo boost is already like 5 gigs already.
Hmm.
I mean in general, once we I mean in general, even 2 generations ago, I would have said that you know the risk versus
It's not
reward
worth it.
ratio of overclocking is just not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. No. But you
it's
know,
like you're
I still overclock mine though
Mm.
because it's I have like a 5960X, so it's an
yeah
older CPU
yeah.
still, and you can feel the difference. You know.
I only
Um,
overclock stuff like when it's like past warranty, and
yep,
it's like
my stuff is way past warranty.
and I'm just overclocking this because it'll give out eventually, so might as well give myself a reason to upgrade by overclocking it. Then something messes up, like oh well, I guess I gotta upgrade.
That's what I was thinking. But I ended up just, oh, I guess I'll just buy this old CPU.
Overclocking. It's fantastic. Anyway, regarding overclocking, I messed up my last CPU with that one, so I stopped doing that. Huh. Trident Neo memory modules for AMD. Let's see. So far,
yeah,
not much news on AMD side regarding
well,
Ryzen because
they
it's basically
they got
already the best one in the market right now.
they just released it, so
Yep.
it's like I mean it's good value. Like it's like I was actually surprised when the reviews came in and like everyone was like basically positive on it because they said that there was an embargo on all the reviews until a certain date. And usually when there's an embargo, it's like oh yeah, that probably means it's not going to be as good as they're hyping it up to be. So that's why there's an embargo. But then when the embargo lifted, like everyone's like, oh, this AMD is actually pretty good. It's like oh wow.
Even
It's like
one of the YouTube channels that I actually watch, Linus Tech Tips, something like that.
Oh, Linus.
Linus.
like,
Yeah, he's got a positive outlook on this one because he actually already gave up on AMD. But regarding this one, I think he's restored his faith
You know
in
what
some.
kind of like hyped me up about this?
Mm,
Just the amount of third party support it's getting. Like, there's so many motherboards that you can buy for this stupid CPU.
mhm.
And if you know these big companies are putting a lot of money, investing a lot of money into developing this and supporting the platform, you know it's something special, you know?
yeah, yeah, that is
Like
correct.
Yep, yep,
yeah,
yep.
like AS Rock like put out like something like ridiculous like 15 or I don't know, not maybe not 15, but a ridiculous amount of motherboards for it, you know. It's well, like I said, I'm just glad, you know, for us as the consumers, you know, I think I mentioned on the group chat last time, it's like, yeah, they're selling the 9900 KF for like 450, you know, which is basically it's the same as a 9900K without the integrated graphics card, you know. But if you're gaming anyway, you're not going to use the IGP anyway, so it doesn't matter,
Hmm.
you know. But like, when has Intel discounted new chips, especially from their new architectures? You know, it's
Never.
unheard of, you know. Yeah,
Never.
exactly. Exactly, never. So it's like to me it's like it's good that they're having some competition.
Yeah. Yep.
We're all the win. It's not just AMD's the winner, you know, we're all the winners here. You know, think about your next build, you know, you can have like a mid-range build for like $1,000 that,
Yep.
you know, that's ridiculous. Even like the video cards, you know, 5700 XT, how much is that one? It's like what, $300 or some crazy shit like that, and it
Hmm.
performs like a 2070. That's ridiculous. How, you know? So I'm like I said, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm really happy, you know, for especially for you know for my next build. You know, you don't have to you don't have to sell your arms or legs or a kidney or liver to you know have a pretty good gaming machine. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Even on the laptop side, like this laptop that I got, the ROG Zephyrus S was it?
Mhm.
What does it say? The Zephyrus that I'm using now is using a Ryzen 7 with a 1660 Ti, and it's like $300 less than the same laptop with the exact same specs except with an Intel processor.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
crazy.
like, come on, man. It's like, what? Why would you?
Yeah, if you
You got. I mean, that's not an insignificant amount.
oh, it's
Like,
not.
like
Like think about how many groceries that would buy for you for like what? If you just think about it that way,
yeah,
like a practical way.
yep. Like how many Steam sales will you be able to
Man, not
burn
even
every day?
one. Not even one. That's not gonna last me one Steve sale.
My goodness.
Oh, Steam sale. Why did you? Uh,
Anyway, regarding you being happy for everyone, it's like a win. It's kind of true, except for Intel fanboys. They won't accept it.
yeah.
are
Don't be
there
the
are there
year.
Well,
even Intel
That's
fanboys?
bullshit. I don't know. There's a fanboy
well,
somewhere.
they're already Intel already announced their new architecture,
Hmm.
which is funny because it's the same 14 nanometer CPU they've been using for how many years now?
The Intel fanboys are kind of like the Bethesda guys in the E3 performance, the E3 presentation, the one at the
Woo!
front. Woo!
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
take my money. Woo!
They're fake as shit, but I don't know. Maybe Bigfoot exists, so you'll never know.
Hey, you never know.
Yep.
So I guess that ends Ryzen. So our last topic is actually Spider-Man. So it's only me and Pau who'll be talking about
Oh
this
yeah.
one. So regarding Spider-Man, I guess I'll start with the rating. I'll give it. It's kind of like a
Sure.
8 out of 10. In a way,
Mm.
it's good. It's not perfect. It's not bad. It's really good.
Is it as someone who hasn't seen it, is it better than Into the Spider-Verse?
No.
No. And
No.
Wait.
Well,
I,
and here's
I
the
think you're.
thing. There's a lot of people who don't like this version of Spider-Man. So if you didn't like Homecoming, don't watch this one, because there's more of
Which is
those.
kind of.
Wait. Which version do they like then?
They like the old guy.
Toby?
No. They like the cartoon
the,
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
The
They like the Andrew
90s.
Garfield Spider-Man,
The
the one.
90s Spider-Man.
But no, but actually, yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I think you just have to accept that this is a different kind of Spider-Man.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's. I think also a lot like I had a friend who didn't like this Spider-Man because he was high school Spider-Man. It's like, and I was like, but Spider-Man
But
did start in
did
high
start
school.
high school. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't care. That's not my Spider-Man. It's like, okay.
That's why
it's
there's a
like that meme.
Spider-Verse. There's one for you there somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
The meme.
So again, it's like depending on which Spider-Man you grew up with, that like
Uh-huh.
that is kind of like Final Fantasy. Like your first Final Fantasy is usually the one is the one, your favorite one.
Yeah. It's like
Yep.
the very first Gundam I've ever encountered was the F-91. That's why I wasn't
Oh yeah.
familiar with the 78 model, the very first one that Amuna Ray
Mhm.
actually piloted, because the first one I encountered was on a Famicom game where it had Ultraman, it had the F-91, Kamen Rider RX, and some other guy, and they're in SD.
Parang ano, it's like Gundam Wing, People shit on that series a
No,
lot, man.
that was my first.
Yeah,
No, that's my
that was
first
my first
Gundam.
one.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still don't like it.
There you
Too
go.
boy
There you
bandy.
go. Yep.
There you go.
It's kind of similar to Double O, I think.
Yeah,
Gundam
it
Well,
Double
is.
O.
Double O is Double O is to Gundam Wing as Seed is to the original RX-78 Gundam.
Yep, RX-78.
Universal Century.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd rather watch the Universal Century shows and the G Gundam.
Oh, you know what? That's why. What do you call that? Saga of Galactic Heroes, man. I highly recommend you guys watch. If you like Universal's Century,
Three.
it's
Mm.
very similar. It's very similar. Parang it's like Game of Thrones kind of deal.
Okay.
Yung
Okay.
drama and intrigue and all that stuff, but
Wait,
better.
what was that? What's that title?
Saga of Galactic Heroes.
Oh, that one.
Why
Yeah,
does that sound familiar?
I think it's also a PlayStation game, PlayStation 4 game.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
I think so.
Oh,
But
Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Legend
yeah,
of Galactic Heroes.
Not Saga, Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Okay.
It's like it's
Mm.
ridiculously good.
Uh,
It's really good. Like
Uh,
it's literally Game of Thrones anime, but in space.
But in
in
space.
But in
so
space.
space.
yeah, going back to the subject.
Spider-Man. Yes,
So
Oh,
Spider-Man.
right.
yeah,
Spider-Man.
that was the first Spider-Man I'd ever seen was the comic book ones and the Ultimate Spider-Man, which also started in high school. So I'm used to high school Spider-Man. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, like, can't you have like a? I mean, just accept that this is a different kind of Spider-Man, a
hmm
Spider-Man that's like in high school,
mm,
and I think the dynamic of Spidey here is actually what I my impression here is that it's kind of like a mix of the Ultimate Spidey
yep,
and the classic Peter Parker Spidey because we all know like about his whole thing with great power and great responsibility.
hmm
But one of the unique things about Miles in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic and in Spider Verse is that he also has to live up to the legacy of Peter Parker
hmm
as Spider-Man. So so in addition to the inciting event, the inciting incident that turns him into Spider-Man, he also has the legend of Spider-Man to live up to. And in in Far From Home, that also comes into play with regards to Spidey and Iron Man because
yep,
like everybody knows that that Spider-Man was is kind of like uh Tony Stark's semi sidekick.
yep,
So it's dealt with in Far From Home about how he has to live up to um Iron Man now that Iron Man's incapable of being Iron Man.
I think we can spoil
So,
that part
Spoilers.
already. Yeah,
but
just give it straight. Iron Man's dead. Yeah, that's
he's
it.
dead.
He's dead.
But I do like a lot of the things. I don't like that he's not as quippy here than he was in Homecoming.
Yep.
But for
Or Civil War.
yeah, or
Yeah.
not well. I think one of the things in Civil War as well is that he's quippy there, and he's also like, "Whoa, you got a metal arm!" It's like that's the part like of his like childlike wonder coming through,
Yep.
and but that part still comes out here,
hmm
um, in
But
some
it's
ways
not better than Into the Spider Verse.
into the Spider Verse. No,
But it's
you're
not better.
No, no, no,
into the
man.
Spider Verse is like a whole other level, like
That's a Sony
of
Well,
property, man.
of like storytelling. Like, it's like um if Into the Spider Verse is like The Incredibles, it's like
Yeah.
so it's like this is like Incredibles 2 kind of level.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's good, but it's not gonna be that level. It's like
Yeah.
it was never gonna live up to that level because
that
it's like
sucks.
well because Into the Spider Verse was like a perfect storm, I'd say, of
Mhm.
of good writing and good animation technique. So it's like good technical. It's like if there's gonna be a sequel to Spider Verse, I don't think it's gonna be as good as Spider Verse because
Um,
it's just really hard to top it. I mean, not even Pixar can like follow up their own sequels with good sequels all the time.
unless it's Toy Story.
Yeah, I mean that's how hard it is. Like they're the only series that they've been able to like consistently deliver is Toy Story. But like even Incredibles 2 is not as good as Incredibles 1.
Yep, yep.
It's like
Was Incredibles already made when Disney bought Pixar?
that was one of the last that was made by Pixar when they were still independent. So I
Ah,
think that was like when during the transition period,
mhm.
if I'm remembering correct.
Because basically
But
Incredibles is Fantastic Four done, right?
yes, but for Spider like for Far From Home,
Mhm.
uh, I like the action much better here
Yeah, yeah.
than in Homecoming, and the whole sequence there. There's one whole sequence. Well, there are two sequences there where Spidey and where Spidey and Mysterio fight. And it's like the first time that they fight, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking. You're
Breathtaking.
breathtaking. You're
You're
breathtaking.
breathtaking.
It's like wow. This is like how a Mysterio and Spidey fight should be in
Yep.
Mhm.
live action because they just basically take how they fight in the comics and make it
Did you
live
say it's
action.
amazing?
I'd say it's spectacular.
It's breathtaking.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Would you say it's superior?
Not that evil.
Which is I say it's ultimate.
It's the ultimate. Mm,
But yeah, that I find it funny that the two Spider-Man MCU movies contain two of my favorite scenes in the entire MCU. It's
yeah.
like the scene in Homecoming with where Michael Keaton talks to Tom Holland in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was one of my favorite scenes in the entire MCU. And this one in Far From Home is the first fight with Spidey and Mysterio.
Yeah. And
It's like
the problems
wow,
with the spider sense in the first one didn't feature it much. Here it's more they featured it a
it's more
lot.
prominent.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
prominent. So yeah.
yeah. It's like because I can accept that he doesn't have or he isn't aware of his spider sense in Homecoming because he's basically still starting. He's still trying to get in to get like um to get used to his powers in a way.
But I like the
So I
label here in Far From Home, the Peter Tingle.
it's like yep, but please don't call it that. Like Tom Holland is like please don't call it that. And I like the humor here, and I also like I actually like MJ better here than in
Yeah,
Homecoming.
we
Because
better accept
in
that
home
she's really MJ.
yeah, like in Homecoming there's like a not um like he doesn't feature as much because of course there's Liz
Mhm.
but in in Far From Home like she gets a much larger role to play and it's like oh okay I can see what they want to do with this MJ and I like I'm down with this version of MJ.
Mhm.
Oh speak that also reminds me because I was watching a video earlier why like MJ and Ned are and Aunt May are so different in the MCU
Mhm.
versus like the traditional Spider-Man, uh,
It's a
like
different
the other
dimension.
Spider-Man versions.
Uh-huh.
And the reason there is because if ever the deal between Sony and Marvel like suddenly stops,
Yep.
like any characters who are in the Sony and Marvel produced movies are going to be frozen because they're going to be basically disputed characters.
Ah,
Like they're going to be characters who are not completely owned by either Marvel or Sony. So it's like, okay, so MJ here is different because if 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 for some reason like the deal between Marvel and Sony like ends, then this version of MJ is gonna be frozen
yep.
Didn't
and
they have an
nobody.
ultimatum
But
already? Didn't they? Like, if this movie doesn't make 1 billion, the franchise is gonna
uh,
go back to Sony
Oh,
or
yeah,
some
yeah.
shit like
the
that.
the rumored yeah the
Yep.
rumored ultimatum, but there's also a rumor going around that it's that they basically
Bullshit.
extended it.
It's
Oh.
bullshit.
Well, because it's already a tracking to earn
Yep.
like I think it's already earned like 600 million worldwide. So I don't know, looking good.
Yep.
It's making Sony a lot of money.
That's
So
ridiculous, you know, that like I don't know how much he spent on that movie, but do you have to
They
make
spent a
one
lot.
billion? Yeah, for it to be satisfying. I mean, that's ridiculous.
that's Sony
It's more.
speaking.
I'm guessing it's more like, oh, we want a piece of that 1 billion pie. That's
Right.
Sony.
Mm.
Or I think it's kind of like this. If they fail and it goes back to Sony, it then they can ride that hype from that movie and just make their own, right?
Yeah.
Or they can go back to making shitty movies.
And that's the thing. They
Yep.
might make another shitty movie, but it
No,
might
they will. They will make another
it,
shitty
I
movie
know, right? Yep.
because if they don't make a movie within like 3 years,
It goes back to
that
Marvel.
means it goes back to Marvel.
Yeah.
oh, see, and they can if it does go back to Sony, if they don't hit the 1 billion mark,
They'll
then they
make
can make a
shitty
shitty
movies.
movie, but right off of what the hype
Yeah.
from this
Yep.
one.
Yep. Oh, and sad. I think I also find it funny that this Spider-Man movie is technically the last chapter of the Infinity Saga
Yep.
because I'm guessing it'll be the last movie that sort of focuses on on things that happen after Endgame.
Yep.
So I'm expecting like any other Marvel movies that are gonna come after this one will basically just maybe mention the events of Endgame in passing and nothing more. It's like so it's gonna be a clean slate from here on.
You know what?
But this is also the first Marvel movie where Stan Lee doesn't have a cameo.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it
What?
just so it's like yeah, this is the end of an era.
Yep.
But we get a cameo that's almost as good.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna spoil it. And
I
I'm
I
not gonna
basically
spoil it.
screamed
I,
when that happened. Mm. Anyway, some of the people in the theater didn't actually get it, but the heck.
Yeah, there. What I was watching this at night, and then there was like two of us in the theater, and I was like, I wanted like woo, but then there's like just two of us, so it's like it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be awkward. But
Jesus Christ.
but um, yeah.
oh, okay. Google.
Google.
But the if I was gonna rate Far From Home, I would put it up there. It's like not quite. It's not quite gonna top Spider-Man 2 as my favorite Spider-Man movie, but
Mhm.
it's up there with Homecoming and yeah, it's up there with
Yeah.
Homecoming. But it's
It's
not
pretty
as
much
good
the same
as
level. Mhm.
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like in the tiers of Spider-Man movie, like S rank tier be like Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 2,
Yeah,
and
because Spider-Verse was pretty much the perfect movie.
this is gonna be
Mm,
A rank tier. It's pretty good,
Spider-Man
especially the
Spider Verse isn't really that perfect in a way.
Well, for me
Yeah,
anyway. Like,
as a
it's a
Spider-Man
character I don't
movie.
care
as
about,
a
but it
Spider-Man
made
movie.
me.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, but
as
yeah,
a
I guess,
Spider-Man
yeah.
movie, it's as a Spider-Man movie, I think it's up there with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I would say, but but I don't
Wait,
know if I
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 as in the
Sam
Raimi
Raimi,
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Yung may
The
Doc
may
Ock.
Doc
Venom?
Ock.
Doc
Doc
Ock.
Ock. No,
Oh, okay, yeah,
Spider-Man.
that was good. That was the good one. Because if that was Venom, I was like, what the heck are you smoking right
Yeah.
now?
Hey, I like the dance
Uh,
scenes, man.
hey, yeah,
Uh,
like
It's so
compared
Broadway.
like I would pick Spider-Man 3 over either of the Amazing Spider-Mans.
wasn't that bad.
What do you mean?
Well,
No,
maybe I'm kind of biased because what's her face is on there.
Emma Stone,
Um,
ah,
yeah.
Gwen Stacy,
Amazing Spider-Man 2 was like not that was
with the
not.
weird ass
Uh,
Electro.
it starts as a James Bond movie and then it becomes something worse.
Well, nothing against Jamie
Uh,
Foxx, but that Electro was.
Alright.
You
Yeah,
can't actually
but
blame
no,
the actor
no.
for it,
I blame
because
Sony. I blame
yeah,
Sony.
you blame blame Sony for
I
everything.
blame Sony. So my problem with Amazing Spider-Man is more of the characterization of Peter Parker.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like, this is terrible. This is just like, oh man, what does this what does it matter if if his parents are spies and everything? It's like, why are you doing this? And then it's like, and then Harry's like, oh, Harry talks to his dad. It's like, you got the Osborn curse. What the heck is the Osborn curse? Oh, you're gonna die. Even though I lived up to 50, you're gonna die in a few years. Like I lived until I was 50,
I
until I
think
was middle aged.
the
But you, Harry, you're gonna die soon. It's like, so you need Spider-Man's blood. It's like, what the
I
heck
think
is the
the script writer had too much Metal Gear.
mm,
Fox
Osborn
die.
curse? No,
Let's make it the
but
Osborn
yeah.
curse.
So Amazing Spider-Man 1. The problem I had there was that Spider-Man doesn't learn responsibility because when Uncle Ben died in Amazing Spider-Man, it's like Peter wasn't there. Peter basically what had like it was just bad luck that Uncle Ben died, and it was like it was not
The first
like
one.
how it should be. Like he learns responsibility for his powers
because
because of
it's
Uncle
his
Ben's death.
fault.
Yeah, and it's like this one is like, oh, Uncle Ben just became a random victim,
Hmm.
and it's like he becomes Spider-Man to seek revenge. It's like, no, that's not Spider-Man. That's like all he's doing is like looking for guys who look exactly like the guy killed Uncle
That's like,
Ben.
no, that's dangerously into like Batman territory, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's like this is not Spider-Man. This is like this is like a movie by somebody who thinks they know what Spider-Man is, but doesn't really understand what Spider-Man is. It's like, dude,
That's
dude, what?
spot on. Pretty
I
much spot
Moira,
on.
that's spot on.
I'm
It's like,
Moira.
it's like that's my problem with the Amazing series. It's like these are movies like that are superficially Spider-Man movies, but they're not like real Spider-Man movies. And like Raimi's movies, as campy as they are, as silly as they are, they have like they understand what makes Spider-Man
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
and even the camp, you can make a case for, you know what? Like old 80s Spider-Man was
Yeah,
camp,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
you know?
It's like if you go back to the 70s, 80s comics, like
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
yeah.
how campy Spider-Man is. So and that's exactly what Raimi wanted to get. So that's what he made it. Like,
Mm.
yeah, okay, I'm on board with this. And it's like if like okay, you may not like the camp, but that's how he wanted these movies to come out this, and that was basically how they were made. And it's like yeah, so it's pretty good.
Mm.
So um, and I can also forgive Spider-Man 3 because I, unlike some other people, I actually thought the dancing scene was pretty fun.
No, 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 no,
No way,
It's pretty
no
good,
way.
man. Because of
I
that,
mean,
there was a Spider-Man Broadway Broadway show where there were a lot of accidents.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's the problem with that dance, but
Well,
wow, what?
it's not that there's a problem. I don't know. It just feels so cringy.
I know, right?
That's part of the Raimi-ism
And
of Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man is a dork. So if there's a dark side to him that showed up the dork part of him,
Yep.
that's what you do.
Yeah. And then that scene where he basically invaded a piano bar where Mary Jane was like, yeah, yeah. I would imagine that's how Peter would do
Yeah,
shit
he's a
like that.
dork.
But
So yeah, I'd
yeah.
agree with what we'd actually do. And that was the time where Raimi was actually being pressured by Sony to
So yeah.
yeah. So
Well, Venom. They somebody at Sony really wanted Venom in there
yep.
because
That
if
was a
you
horrible casting.
yeah. Well, even if you just look at the movie as a whole, it's like, man, they kind of sort of shoehorned Venom into this.
Yep.
Like it's like you really know, like based on the on how much like the amount of screen time for Sandman's origin versus Venom's origin. It's like, yeah, it's like Raimi really wanted Sandman in this one, but somebody higher up really wanted Venom in here. So it's like Raimi had no choice.
Yeah. That's why
But
the fourth one was cancelled due to creative differences.
but going back to Far Home though, the I really like the last act
Yep.
of Far From Home. It's like
Yep.
much better executed than the one from Coming. It's like right up there with um some of it's one of the better last acts of any MCU film.
Yep. Yep.
I think
Mhm.
it's like the whole final battle is like really good. It's like it's a long battle. It's a long battle, but it doesn't feel like it's dragging at any point. Like,
Yep.
oh yeah, you're just like on the edge of your like the whole time.
Hmm.
It's like when he starts like, and and the humor is still there. I think the humor is still spot on. Like
Spot on.
it's still spot
Spartan
on.
Moira.
Yeah, it's spot on. Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep.
I A rank tier definitely.
Yep.
Not S rank, but A rank.
That's why I put it on an 8. There's a lot of stuff that could be put in there, but and some stuff that could be cut to make it a better movie because there's some scenes that don't necessarily need to be there. But
Well, actually, I thought it needed more scenes, but
mm,
um, I like some of the scenes in the trailer are not in there. Like
yep.
the whole, yeah, like if you've seen the trailer and where he's trying in New York trying to save some guards, and then the police come here and they say,
Just doing
and
your job.
yeah. Spider-Man says, "Oh, I'm too busy doing your job," and then, oh, that's not in
That's
the
not
movie.
there. Yeah.
And when he's like buying toothbrushes and everything, it's like, nope, that's not in the movie.
Yep. And anyway, if you're a really long fan of Spider-Man, technically it's already a spoiler that Mysterio's ass.
I mean, yeah, if you're a comic fan,
Yep.
you're not. I mean, you're gonna see this twist coming a mile away. It's like Mysterio, really?
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, but I was surprised that Jake Gyllenhaal did a good job. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was surprised. Like, oh, I actually like his performance here.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, good. And it's like, and he still has the fishbowl. It's like, I so yeah. thumbs up to Jake Gyllenhaal.
Very
And
convincing version of Mysterio, and his
yes,
origin here fits in the MCU very well. So
yes,
I liked it. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, and it's really funny like how they made it fit and
Hmm.
it feels natural. It's like, oh, okay. And it's like you never expected it to come from like how his origin works is something that you never expect to be. Like it's something that is a small thing in the previous in one of the previous Marvel movies that you never think about. And then when they reveal that, oh, this is how Mysterio came to be, it's like, oh my gosh, that 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 actually makes sense.
Hmm.
Like in the context of the Marvel cinema of the MCU.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, this is really good. This
Are,
Makes
is
sense.
he gonna beat Mysterio as easily as he did in that one game? That
yes,
one Spider-Man?
yes. As in like one punch.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, yep.
He's no
So
superpowered guy.
that's how he always beats Mysterio, right? Like it's like it's not so much Mysterio himself that he has trouble beating. It's getting Mysterio. It's like because Mysterio's got all these tricks up his sleeve. Like yeah, yeah. Like how do you even know it's real, Spider Man? It's like
Mm.
I'm the master of special effects and everything. Oh.
Good thing Mysterio is not from the Philippines. Our special effects here suck. Ay,
Yeah,
good.
but also good fishbowl. Good fishbowl.
Good visuals, yes, indeed.
And yeah, good good humor. It's like some jokes are alright, some jokes are really good. Um, Peter, Tom Holland, still a fan.
Yep, yep,
MJ, even bigger fan now.
yeah.
Ned,
Not
still a big
much.
fan.
He didn't do much here, but there
He
are
didn't do
scenes
much,
that
but I'm still a big
yeah,
fan.
there's
But
actually scenes that are really good
he gets a
with him.
really big role. He gets less screen time, but his role is just as big.
Yep, he's got a good
So
arc.
yeah,
The
still
Ned
a good,
arc.
still a still a big fan. Still like, and Nick Fury and Maria Hill,
Yeah, it will.
still good,
Yeah,
still good.
yeah. There's a problem with them in the start. Then it will be explained in the end why.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, and then the but the I think the most impressive thing that Far From Home does is that just when you think that okay, there's nothing left to I don't know where the MCU is gonna go after this because they basically cleaned out everything that they can from the Infinity the Saga. It's like
Yep.
there's nothing left that they can do, and they do something really crazy. It's like oh crap,
The
and now I
last
can't
part.
wait for and now I really want to know what happens next. It's like
Yeah,
how did
they
you
have
do
to
this?
announce the next movies in
Yeah,
D23.
yeah. And it's like, yeah, like I am now really hyped to see what Marvel does for the next phase
Yep.
because of what happens in Far From Home.
Okay, I guess that's it for Spider-Man. So if you guys have anything else to add, the subjects, I think I could add one subject here, which is the recent Disney television shows, like Rapunzel and DuckTales. I don't think you guys should skip that because they're really doing a really good job on that one. Especially
DuckTales.
introduction of
Yeah,
Darkwing Duck, which
yeah.
was on the
Oh,
second season. That was really good.
Let's get dangerous.
dangerous.
Yeah, and they got the original voice actor back. So yeah, the
Oh,
thing
really?
yeah,
Jim Cummings?
Jim Cummings, yeah, he was there. Then, what do you call this? Rapunzel. The thing I liked about it is the stories are good. Actually, the story they're actually um, doing right now, and the direction it's really good, and they got the original voice actors there, so
Oh,
nothing
cool.
missed. It's still Mandy Moore
So
and
Shazam
Zachary Levi.
and Shazam.
Shazam. The who Mandy Moore. What else did she show up in? First Daughter? No, no, no. I confused
I
her
don't
with
know.
that.
A Walk to Remember.
Walk to
Walk to
Remember.
Remember. Yeah, the dead girl. The dead girl in Shazam.
Oh, the Dying Girl and Shazam.
Hmm. Oh my god, those movies.
Although does it the show explains how Rapunzel gets her blonde hair back,
Yep, at the
right?
start, from the very start of that show.
Yeah, because I mean, how does she get? I mean, because it wouldn't be much of a show without her blonde hair. Like,
Yep, exactly.
yeah.
She wouldn't be Rapunzel without that Super Saiyan 3 thing. It
It's super
glows.
long.
And the DuckTales part, the one I liked about it, because they really rebooted the show. Donald Duck shows up more frequently compared to the previous ones.
Hmm.
Because the previous one, the explanation why Donald Duck is not there is because he might actually grab the spotlight from the actual DuckTales characters, so they put him in the
Hmm.
army. This one, he's there, but his part is not that big, just like the usual. But he's
Yeah.
more frequently showing up there, and the mystery of the mother of the three of the triplets, it's there. The
Hmm.
actual mother shows up, so yeah,
Hmm.
I love it. And if you're a big fan of DuckTales, especially the NES DuckTales,
Uh-huh.
the video game, the moon theme, it's integrated into the show. So yeah,
And I also
that
like
yeah
think if you're a big fan of the old Karl Barks
yeah
comics,
it's closer because I think
yeah,
the
you'll definitely enjoy the new DuckTales
yeah
better.
because the what do you call this, the family tree, it
Yep.
it shows up really frequently there, and that family tree is really big. So the cousins that you never see in the old DuckTales, you'll encounter it here. So the lore
Yeah.
is intense.
Also because also because the Karl Barks comics are like more of adventure stories, and like DuckTales here is the new DuckTales like does more of that whole adventure
Yep.
thing.
And the new voice actors are pretty good, especially David Tennant. As
Oh yeah, David Tennant. Yeah,
that's a
the
very
Purple Man.
authentic Scottish accent.
The Purple Man as the
Hmm.
what was it? What's his name? Kilgore.
Kilgore,
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave,
Kilgrave.
and
Okay.
that random announcer from what do you call this? What's that game where you can tether to anything?
Uh, like Just Cause.
Just Cause, yeah. That random voice showing
Oh,
up in Just Cause 3. It's David
Which
Tennant.
uh,
What else do we have here? Actually, that's all I have. But yeah, and Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6, pretty good.
the series.
Yep.
Where's it showing?
mhm.
Disney Channel, obviously.
Disney XD mostly.
XD.
XD.
Ah,
Since I've got the Disney Life,
the
yeah,
app.
the app,
The
yeah. So
You
that's
got
where
the
I'm
Disney
watching it.
X.
But I think Disney Now is showing it. As long as you have a cable subscription, you have access to all the episodes in Disney Now.
Uh,
Uh, I think YouTube TV counts as a cable subscription in a way. So, but But the price, I don't think I can afford that every month. That's $40 per month.
Yikes.
It's like buying a freaking game. So yeah. Anyway, but Ultimate Alliance 3 already. It's already installed in my system. Just waiting for it to unlock. I'll get God Eater 3 eventually. My salary does not support my gaming habits. Anyway, you guys want to add anything more?
Uh, nope. Uh, Looking forward to
Yeah.
playing more God Eater 3.
God. God Eater. Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. I'll try to finish the first one first.
Yeah, I failed. I failed, but I'll probably keep plugging away at it. So I just wanted to like see what the character creation was like in God Eater 3,
Mm-hmm.
and now and basically play through the tutorial. So I think I'm good there. So I'm gonna go back to God Eater Resurrection.
Yep. I think I'll play a few more episodes of Toki then, because I really want to find out what the heck is the story in that game.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's also a good one, but too bad God Eater's higher on my list.
Yep. It's more anime.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Gotta get those onesans, those waifus.
the waifus.
Gotta get those waifus.
You make the waifu, man.
No, I get the waifus.
You make a female character. You're the ultimate waifu.
Uh, oh,
Uh,
because in God Eater Resurrection there are like scenes like what do you call those scenes like um friendship scenes, I
Friendship.
guess, with the other characters. So I do that for all the female characters. So yeah, so I'm getting waifus.
Yeah, so then they announced a lot of new characters in Sakura Wars, Sakura Taisen. I think Sumire is now the head of
Yep, yep. She's now the commander.
the commander, so it some
So
way
it
it's
sort of
connected.
confirmed, yeah. So it sort of confirms that the new Sakura Wars is a sequel.
Yep. And Kizuna Ai is the main squeeze. Magandang umaga.
Oh my god.
Everything is connected.
Nothing is true.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. What else do we have here? Sige nga, tinginan ko na nga yung Sony app. Freaking Sony. News.
By the way, God Eater 3, yung mission giver, she looks like Cicilline from Old Man's Grandson.
Ah. Oh. 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 Oh.
And like not even like a third. I'm like I just started and there's already a big breasted on his son. So thumbs up for me.
Good job.
Like I just finished the tutorial, so you're probably like further off.
Okay, here's my news feed. Sega just announced the winner of a Yakuza casting competition, or Hayate ga Gotoku. So there was actually
Huh? Hayate ga Gotoku? As
ano to?
in
No.
the combat butler?
Ryu ga Gotoku. Ryu ga Gotoku pala.
Okay.
So yeah, Ryu ga Gotoku or Yakuza had a competition. So it was actually in Famitsu. So a character was actually added in one of the games, and that was the winner. Then Remnant from the Ashes. What else do we have here? Messenger. Oh yeah,
Oh,
the Messenger's DLC is already out. So if you
uh,
bought Messenger, it's free. The DLC.
oh, the
The Ninja
let's not
Gaiden
forget.
ripoff.
No. I mean let's not forget the PC Engine Mini has been
Oh
announced
yeah. PC Engine Mini.
with 50 games.
50 games.
What?
Yep. I believe like because the reason it's 50 is because there are some of them that are like some of the games that came out only in Japan, and then they have games that are the American versions.
Hmm.
But Rondo of Blood is on there. Yay! And
Then
and
uh
and
mhm.
and what's his name? Haruo from High School Girl. His
Kung Fu.
favorite game.
Kung Fu.
Yeah, the Kung Fu. The Kung Fu is also on there because of course it is.
Dragon
We are
Quest 9
complete.
on Switch was the teased.
Nine?
Yep, 9.
Nine?
9. The one on DS.
Holy
Not
cow!
10. Sentinel of the Starry Skies?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was announced. Looks like they're remaking it for the Switch.
Like a 3D version?
I think
Holy
so.
cow.
It was
Well,
3D in
it's
the first
already
place,
3D.
but
No,
it's
I mean,
crappy
not
3D,
like, not,
low
yeah.
res 3D. So they're going to make it high res 3D.
Like more in line with Dragon Quest, like 8 or
And
something.
Yep.
wow.
Then Lion
That'd be
King. The ratings of Lion
fantastic.
King recently not so good, but I'll watch it anyway. What else here? Yeah, I guess that's it.
Hmm.
So, anything you guys want to add?
The retro bit
Oh,
Sega controllers are really good.
Oh yeah, Danmachi Infinite Combat heads to PC, Switch, and I think it's going to PC. I mean PS4. I don't know. There's a Danmachi game headed, so
Is it like a Diablo style RPG?
I don't know.
I I mean, there's a Konosuba dungeon crawler, so I mean, Danmachi Diablo kind is not that far off.
Yeah, and there's a trailer already, so let me just check that out.
Huh. But Torch. Speaking of dungeon,
Oh, Torchlight, yeah.
Torchlight 2 is also coming to basically consoles.
And Torchlight 1 is free on Epic Steam. Epic's Game
Yeah,
Store? Epic Game Store.
I already have it on Xbox.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can
actually,
never have too many.
I, I don't like playing like Torchlight and Diablo on PC
Hmm.
specifically because it's very mouse heavy, and
You hate the
and
mouse? Oh
I
yeah,
hate
oh
carpal
yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah.
I hate carpal tunnel syndrome. So
Yep.
yeah, screw your mouse, screw your keyboard.
The new Mortal Kombat movie they announced is R rated.
It's rated
So
R.
yeah,
Did they
R.
play some techno music while they announced it?
Probably.
maybe.
We can imagine.
But
Mortal
they did play
Kombat!
that in Mortal Kombat 11, which made some fanboy scream like Maximilian dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
how can you not?
Yep. Childhood resurrected. Okay, so I think it's already 3 o'clock. You guys need to sleep now. So, any shout outs? Here we
Yep.
go. I'm not
Thanks
shouting
to
out
our
much.
sponsors. Thank
Shout
you,
out to
sponsors.
McDonald's for this
Uh-huh.
Atlanta 1996 mug that I'm using right now. Atlanta Olympics 1996. It's got Izzy the jumping Ewan on the cover.
Easy.
Izzy. It's the only
Easy.
mascot I remember the name.
Yeah. The question is he an actual is easy an actual thing? Is he is he a
Is he
phone?
taking it easy? Well, that's all I got. We don't have any
Yeah.
sponsors to be sure.
Man, don't say that.
No, I'm
Gotta keep up
inviting
appearances.
them to be sponsors.
Mhm.
Shout out to
Sponsor
Retrobit.
us.
Shout out to Retrobit for the Sega controllers, which are really good, really nice
Oh
so
yeah,
far.
the
Like
8-bit though Sega Mega Drive controller is already out.
that was out like last year. Like
Oh no no no, this is a
uh,
better looking one. The
better
six
looking one than what?
button Mega Drive. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Pad.
The 8-bit though M30 was out last year, like late last year or early this year.
Oh really?
Uh,
It just showed
the
up
retro bit.
recently.
No, that's the retro bit. I don't know if that's the retro bit one
I don't
or
know. I'm talking about the 8-bit though one because it just showed up recently on Data Blitz. So I was assuming it
Oh.
was just this month because I never saw
no.
that before. So probably they just
No.
imported it recently.
Yeah, yeah. That was that was released a fair while back here
Yeah, you
in the
and your
US.
American release dates.
Murica,
Fuck you!
Murica.
Magandang umaga!
But yeah,
Ah,
I like the um I haven't tried this one, and I don't know if I'll try it
retro
because
bit.
uh the 8-bit though.
Ah, okay.
But I do have the retro bit one, the one that's both the both the Genesis and the Saturn controllers,
hmm
and I really like the Saturn controller. It's like
Is it?
I I
Where's it compatible with?
I got the USB one, so it's like basically a PC controller,
Oh,
PC,
okay.
Mac, and Steam, and it supports like both X input and direct input.
Uh,
So it's ideal for those old PC games that are like PS1 era,
hmm
like PS1 and Saturn era, because those aren't exactly friendly with like X input controllers. And so what I did was I installed like Tomb Raider 3. Yeah, Tomb Raider 3. Then I set it up like I set up the controls so that it's like it feels almost exactly like how I played the Tomb Raider and the Saturn before. It's like, yeah, this is like it's like all my muscle memories coming back. Yeah, like because if you ask me like what my nostalgia is for the old Tomb Raider, it would
Triangle
be for
tits.
for the Saturn one. What?
Polygon tits.
Triangle
Uh,
tits.
Triangle.
Triangle.
Madonna.
Madonna.
That's the nostalgia for me.
And I just didn't like the thing I didn't like about the Genesis controllers or the Mega Drive ones is the bleed factor. It's so
What?
sharp.
Huh?
The
Huh?
D-pad, it's kind of sharp compared to the.
Uh, really?
In a way,
Uh,
yeah.
uh,
It depends on the gamer. Although I just rented
uh,
the darn thing in ACA video, so
ah, so you're talking about the original three button ones.
yep, exactly. It's freaking sharp.
Uh, well, the six button ones are like really nice.
Ah, okay.
It's like
I
it's
think
like
I'll try that.
yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever like I tried out like Street Fighter Cross Tekken on PC using the Saturn controller. It's like, oh yeah, there's a reason why this is the best fighting game controller. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's 6 buttons on the front, so what
yep,
more would you ask for?
yeah. No, I mean, because I also have the Hori fighting command, like the Xbox controller that they do that's like 6 buttons on the front, and it doesn't feel as nice as the Saturn controller.
Mm.
It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know what it is about the Saturn controller. It's like, but it's like yeah. I can't even imagine playing uh like a 2D fighting game or any fighting game with a different controller. that's not an arcade stick. So it's like, yep. And the retro bit one, the only complaint I have is like the LNR on the Saturn controller is not clicky like the original Saturn ones.
Ah,
It's kind of mushy, and I think it's because the switch that they used for the original Saturn ones aren't being made anymore, and aren't they can't source it out anymore. So that's why they went with this one. Otherwise, like the type of the plastic, the feel of the buttons and the D-pad, it's like everything is perfect. And the Genesis controller that they did is like it's like the shape of the original Genesis controller, but they added the LNR buttons, so it's like 8 buttons all in all.
ah,
So it's like wow, even better. So and then it's also compatible with it's going to be compatible with the Genesis Mini.
ah,
So
USB.
I yeah, so I bought it in anticipation for that. So yeah,
Yeah,
good on you, Retrobit. Good job. Good
good job.
good job.
Anything else?
I'd like to thank Costco.
Yeah.
All the food I eat is from Costco, so thank you for sponsoring my life. Um, thank
So
you, Citibank, for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you,
Citibank. Oh yeah, we got a
yeah,
banker here.
and
What?
yep, thank you, Citibank,
I'm not
and
happy gonna end.
thank you, thank you, Ashley, for mentioning us in your Let's Play on PUBG. Thank
What's
you.
that in an alternate universe?
And
An
no,
yeah,
alternate
thank you.
no,
universe where we're
she
famous.
no, she mentioned us because she was like, "Oh, to all my fans, hi." She's like,
Yeah,
Uh,
"Oh,
right.
she
we're
mentioned
included
us.
there.
Yeah,
She mentioned
exactly.
us."
You got it, pal. You got it.
She mentioned
I mean,
us.
yep, exactly. How I was gonna go there, but yeah, you got it right away.
So basically, when she says on my fans, oh my god, she mentioned me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good, man. That's good. Okay, so I guess that's that's it.
Si
So,
ano ba? Si Alan pa.
Wala,
oh yeah.
ano lang, thanks to our sponsor for today, Honey Pig,
Hmm.
for the delicious Korean barbecue.
Wow.
May hanipig kayo dyan?
Ha, sa ano? Well, 1 hour away from my house, 30 minutes away from my friend's house.
Triangle din ba yung ano nyo? Yung grill nila, triangle din?
Oh, hindi. Nope.
Yung parang si Pyramid Head? Gano'n? No.
No, it's spherical kind of grill thing.
Oh.
Uh,
Is it like matang? Triangle,
uh,
triangle rice thing?
no, 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 no.
Hmm. Okay. Anything else?
No?
Nope.
You have no idea how often I hear that.
Not, nothing about your comfy new chair.
Oh, right. Thank you, Secret Lab, for my new chair, and thank you
Mhm.
for to my wife's friends for financing it from my eBay bids.
Alan, you better approve my credit card.
You know what? For the next podcast, we should make like fake commercials.
Fake news.
Alam mo yung, di ba yung mga podcast, yung, oh, which wallet is the blah blah blah, you know?
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, yeah,
Use our code Green Hill
yeah,
Pilgrim 10 for a
yeah,
10% discount.
yeah,
But add another
yeah.
zero, so it's 100% discount.
Like
Yeah.
we should also do
Use,
like bad segues. Like it's like, oh, speaking of the Nintendo Switch, Don't you hate it when you're driving along on the road and you're bored out of your mind? Well, Audible has got a solution for you. Pick up an audiobook from Audible.
We could start that.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be fun.
You guys
Ikaw ba
start
yung natatae?
guys start
At wala kang
writing
pamunas?
scripts. Dahon ng bayabas is the thing for you.
Dahon ng bayan is 100% all natural without any preservatives.
Biodegradable.
Like,
Biodegradable.
like,
And
are you bored? Here, click this link. It will take you to my PayPal donation page.
Well, look
Just
no
enter
further.
your
Just
credit card.
look at this.
Just enter your credit card, your birthday, and your social security number.
Right.
My God, we're criminals.
yeah, we should do that for real though.
You guys start writing
Take-
scripts. We're gonna do
sige,
that
sige.
next week.
Yeah.
Uh, do you guys shave? Dollar Shave Club. I
Dollar
don't
Shave
shave.
Club.
I don't shave. I don't have a
May-
mustache.
may sa
but
version natin, peso shave club. It's like Dollar Shave Club, but pesos.
the Peso Shave Club, where you don't get anything, but you just give me money.
And
They come with a free band-aid, so because you're eventually going to cut yourself because of how dull the blades are.
I've cut myself.
Speaking
Well,
of-
good for you.
Yeah. Like, speaking of Intel, have you tried this new OS called Linux? I hear it's the year.
And I bet my ass it's gonna be the year. 2032.
Speaking of Sony, because of their recent hack, you might be interested in security. NordVPN is the best VPN out there.
But it doesn't work with your PlayStation.
Linus
Parang si Linus.
TunnelBear is the
Speaking of
best
security, don't we have to make like fake products so we don't get sued or something?
Yeah.
I don't think TunnelBear will mind if like direct traffic to TunnelBear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and be like, are you bored? Are you on the computer? Surf now on Pornhub, stuff like that.
Like, I don't think we're gonna get sued since we're not getting anything.
Money.
We're not
Yeah.
money.
We're not
We're
famous.
probably gonna have a takedown strike or something.
Or cease or desist. Why are you dragging down our brand?
Are you losing your game? Try the microtransactions in EA. It will make you win.
Have you,
Because you're
have
the
you
video
received
game
this?
boy.
Have you
Speaking of
received
this,
cease or desist?
ikaw ba'y nagtatae?
You may have received a letter from a lawyer with a cease and desist. Now, if you need to craft a response to that, Microsoft
Grammarly.
has your back with this. Grab a new Office 360, 365 license.
And it will have a
So you
template
can- you-
available.
You too can write legal document.
Just try our legal document wizard. Especially for strikes.
Are you tired of gaining weight? Try walking. Only 5 minutes a day can help you lose weight. Walking, it's free.
Oh my god! It works!
It's so easy.
Yung mga fake na testimonials.
I used to weigh 195 pounds, but after walking 5 minutes a day, I now weigh 193 pounds.
Oh yeah, I've been walking, but my foot has been getting injured recently. Why not try shoes? Wearing shoes is so comfortable. It protects you from the floor, especially Lego bricks.
Try now available. Lego Millennium Falcon.
I remembered those Rocco shows. Yes. Spoon, not just any spoon. It's steel, stainless steel. Used for the scooping of food. Spoon from the same creators of fork.
Ano, game. We should do it.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
like, but wait, there's more. If you get a spoon, if you buy one spoon from us, you get a free dingle hopper, as seen in the movie Little Mermaid.
Copyright Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, di pala pwede. Disney pala yun.
Disney Dingle Hopper. We should release a fork called Dingle Hopper. Fork.
Namamati ka ba pag umiihi ka? Masakit ba ang iyong ihi? Subukan mo magpatuli. Dr.
Actually,
Carl Alquisada is an expert with 50 years of experience in Japan.
He will use his katana blade.
hindi tuli ang kailangan mo dun eh. Antibiotics.
UTI na yun. Okay, I think we should end there. Baka ano pa masabi natin.
Quit while we're ahead.
Yeah, quit while we're
Yeah.
ahead.
Yep.
Okay, guys, have a great day.
Hey, night, day.
Night day.
Yeah.
Bye.